quality because webcams are so, depending on the light, they're so. There you go. We are live. We're live. Yeah. We're live. Yeah. This is just natural. It's just a flow. It's just a conversation.
It proves that we actually do get on and have a chat off camera, doesn't it? So there you go.
It does. Now back to the hatred. Come on.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's Euro games. It's Netherlands versus Czech Republic, first of all, and obviously it's Belgium against Portugal tonight. But this is probably not getting the billing I think it deserves. I think this is a very... I actually think, well, obviously Czech Republic were in England's group, Craig. We did beat them in what was a very sort of equal game, really. So it's going to be interesting to see how Netherlands match up. Are you putting Netherlands as firm favourites in this game?
Yeah, but you know what, Mark? Just as we were saying the other day, just when I start to really think, okay, a team's going to do this, a team's going to go far, we get an Italy-type performance like yesterday where you're left scratching your head going, okay, I don't know who the favourites are anymore for anything. So on paper, yes. Yeah, probably, yeah, you're right. But, I mean, we're all thinking Italy looks almost unbeatable, a cohesive unit. But they could have easily gone out to Austria yesterday. I mean, they were one tight offside decision away from potentially going out. So I think the Netherlands could go quite far in this tournament. And today, I'd have to say they're favourites. But I do agree with you. I think we're in for a good game.
I hope so. We'll go through the team news in a minute. But yeah, just touching on Italy from last night, I thought in the they finally started playing the right way in extra time. I think you messaged me actually saying why couldn't they do it in the 90 minutes, because they were hanging on a little bit in the 45 minutes before that. But yeah, they will play the winner of Belgium against Portugal. Will play Italy, which will be a massive game. The winner of this game, I believe, plays Denmark. Yeah, it's Denmark they play. Which again, it would be a very similar game. Netherlands, Denmark, or Czech Republic, Denmark. It's one of those that's very hard to call.
It is. And look, I'm looking at the draw now. You know, whoever comes through that England-Germany game, you'd fancy them to go quite far, maybe all the way to the final.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just reading. Sorry, I went a bit quiet there because I'm just reading that Southgate's talking about Mason Mount and Ben Chilwell. They're still training in isolation, and yeah, he doesn't know whether he can use them on Tuesday yet. So that's interesting from an English point of view.
Weren't they doing Zoom training with the team though? Weren't they involved in part of it via Zoom? I'm sure I read that somewhere as well.
Yeah, but they're just training on their own, aren't they? That's the problem. It's the physical training of things like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did play Mount. But the problem is if he does play Mount and then we go out because he's not that at it, Southgate will get he's talking about the psychological aspect as well. And see how it is as we get closer to the game. But interesting there. I'd totally forgotten about that ahead of that massive game for England against Germany in a couple of days' time.
I think they're just trying to isolate the Champions League winners and keep them away from the City players. They don't want any of that, you know, bottling it, rubbing off on them. I think that's probably what it is, really.
Might be something in that. The team news is out. Netherlands, Stekelenburg in goal with De Vrij, De Ligt and Blind. I like that back three. Dumfries and Van Aanholt as the wing backs. Frankie de Jong and De Roon. Wijnaldum, Depay and Malen starts. I'm a big fan of Malen. Everyone will know from my FIFA career modes. I normally bring him in if I'm at Newcastle or something. The Czech Republic, Vaklik, Kufal, Celestka, Kalas, Kadabrek, Sevic, Sušek, Masopust, Hols, Barak and Schick up front. That Dutch team looks stronger to me, Craig.
Yeah, it does. It does, absolutely. I think we're going to be looking for some heroics from Schick if you're looking for a Czech perspective. Obviously, Sušek, Kufal, good players as well. But there's just something about this Dutch team, isn't there? Even without Van Dijk in there, I was questioning would they be able to do it. But they really do look kind of like the Italians, but in a different way, a very cohesive unit. And a sprinkling of young and old in there as well. So I can't see past a Netherlands victory today.
We're just going through the lineups. James Gray and Dane Grayson says, how come Scotland's entire team play their next game, but two England players couldn't play? I think it's just political, to be honest. I think make a very good point, and it's a silly one, really. But you know, they probably knew Scotland were going to be out, weren't they? So they'd be self-isolating for the next 2 months. So you know, probably give them a bit of sympathy before they left. Thoughts on Frankie de Jong being the most valuable midfielder of this tournament, says Lil. I'm looking forward to watching him today. I mean, look, let's do a quick score prediction here, Craig. Which way are you going to go in this one?
I've got to go 2-0 Netherlands.
Yeah, I've got a feeling this one will go. I can't remember what I said earlier. Yeah, I'm going to go extra time with this one. I think it will go extra time. I think it will be. I got a feeling it might not be a cracking game, but I hope it is. I think Czech Republic will play a little bit like Austria yesterday, and the Netherlands might play a little bit like Italy, and we might end up with a 0-0. But look, I mean, Christopher Clay says 3-0 to the Netherlands. I'd love to see the Netherlands turn up and tear them apart. I really do like Malin, and I think Memphis as well. That's in it. They could be a low-key team that could really go far in this tournament.
Dumfries look brilliant as well down that right-hand side.
Yeah, I'd be amazed if somebody's not going to snap him up this summer. He's done wonders there. I fancy he will be on the move. But yeah, I mean, they've got a good side. I mean, as you said, their defenders, the Free and the Lit and Blind is a good 3 players there. The fullbacks bomb forward and provide the width. You've got De Jong in the midfield and Wijnaldum in the midfield, who are very good players. And then you've got Malin and Memphis. There's not a lot of weakness in that Dutch side, even though, like you say, they did lose Van Dijk. There isn't a lot of weakness. And I think it's going to be interesting. I'm excited by the Dutch. Let's see if they can produce the goods today. They're certainly... Realistically, I think they should be going to the semi-finals. That's no discredit to Czech Republic or Denmark in the quarterfinals, but I'd still say the Dutch would be favourites against Denmark as well. And then you're into a semi-final. And to be honest, I think the Dutch would take a semi-final before the tournament and take the chances there. Probably going to be possibly Germany. I hope England, and then you'd fancy your chances in that. So it's definitely wide open for the Dutch. But this could be a banana skin. I think the Czech Republic are and have got some good players. Albeit I saw against England, they did struggle to sort of create chances. So that might be their undoing, Czechs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened yesterday, by the way, to Wales. I was watching the first 20 minutes of that game and thinking Wales might steamroll Denmark. And then all of a sudden, bang, Denmark seemed to turn it on, and they absolutely put Wales to the sword. Some silly refereeing decisions, I have to be honest, but that Wilson red card was never a red card. But, full credit to Denmark. You wondered had they punched themselves out perhaps after that Russia performance to get themselves through. But I'll tell you what, it's going to take one hell of a performance to put them boys out of the competition as well.
Well, Jordan in the mud, says McKeel. Yeah, it was hard. I felt sorry for Jordan. Every time he wasn't looking at the camera, I was just laughing because I did feel sorry for him. It was hard. I didn't expect them to get smashed by Denmark, and they were good for the first 15 minutes, and then they just fell apart. And Denmark were very, very strong. So I look forward to the quarterfinal. Actually, whoever wins this game against Denmark, I think it'll be a really interesting quarterfinal. And I think. Unless Czech Republic are going to produce something they haven't produced yet, I do hope the Dutch go through because I think they're a better footballing side. But look, there's no guarantees. There will be a shock in one of these last 16 games. And when you look at the games that are left, England, Germany, that's not really going to be a shock. Belgium, Portugal, it's not going to be a shock. They're all good teams. Spain are playing Croatia.
Croatia without Perisic, by the way.
Yeah, he's got COVID, hasn't he?
Yeah, so that's a huge loss. I mean, he's been a big part of their tournament so far down that left-hand side. Bundles of energy, decent in the air. That's a big, big loss.
You wonder where Perisic has got it from. I mean, they did play Scotland, didn't they, Croatia? Because that's where Billy Gilmour had it. So,
yeah, I mean, it's of all the players.
It's weird when one player gets it.
It is. Yeah, you're right. It's you'd automatically assume that with him in and around players are training and eating and stuff like that, that even with the precautions taken, it is very odd. And you wonder like how many are they using PCR tests or are they using antigen tests? Do you know?
I don't know. I presume they're using the best that they can get because it's they literally cannot afford for a team to say we've got to self-isolate. I think in the Premier League, if this happens, the whole team self-isolates, doesn't it, for 10 days? But because it's a tournament, they're obviously very aware that they don't want it to Croatia can't play against Spain. They won't be able to play till next week, and we'll be on the semi-final stage. So they use PCR tests, says Ricardo. There you go. So yeah, I mean that's a massive blow for Perisic to be out, and I'd fancy Spain in that game anyway. But certainly now, you would fancy them. So maybe I think that maybe there won't be a shock, but this is a potential shock. I think a lot of people will fancy the Dutch to win, but They've been very good in the knockouts in the group stage as well. The Dutch, they made light work of 3 teams there, didn't they? They won all 3.
Yeah, they're also winning the battle of the kits for me throughout the tournament. I mean, Germany's black kit was special, but I do like the Dutch home and away.
Apparently, Bruno Fernandes is on the bench tonight, says Tony. He's finding it hilarious. I couldn't give a shit, mate. I couldn't give a shit. Like, it doesn't bother me at all because he won't be on the bench for Manchester United next season, and that's all that bothers me. And he's getting more rest. I'm not surprised that Bruno Fernandes is not playing well. Marcus Rashford's not starting for England either. This doesn't surprise me. He's played 80 games in a calendar year. It's ridiculous. You can't do it. So,
wouldn't worry about it. Well, I get the same crap with Thiago from some people as well. Saying, Thiago on the bench for Spain, Hendo on the bench. Great, keep them on the bench. I don't want them playing any international minutes. Couldn't give a damn. Get them back and fit and healthy for Liverpool for the start of the season. And I'm sure you're the very same for United as long as they're ready to go.
I also think when you put a troll comment in, you should put what club you support as well to give us a chance to ridicule you back. Because Bruno out, laughy, smiley face. I guarantee you're an Arsenal fan. And the reason you won't put it is because you'll have to go provide me with you may as well provide me with the shovel and the tombstone because I'll bury it. Simple. So, hang
on, mate. 250 million to spend there, apparently. And they were getting the list gets funnier by the day. Maddison, Ben White. I think there's some more crazy. Like, they'll get Ben White.
Mahrez, Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Mate,
it's hilarious.
You know what? At least my club, on my channel, when we're talking about United, we actually do the stories on legit. We don't bother with the Daily Star. We don't bother with Football Insider or whatever. Actually they're not too bad. But I get the feeling these Arsenal channels, they're almost speaking to Tony down the pub. That's their sort. Tony down the pub says that we're going to buy Calvert-Lewin, Maddison, Mahrez, and Grealish for 250 million. Like there ain't no way this is coming from Romano or Ornstein. This is coming from somebody's arse, basically. That makes me laugh. I said they flash up on my Twitter every now and again. Arsenal in for this, Arsenal in for that, making bloody videos about it. Oh God, you banter. It's so funny actually. I did a video this morning about Camavinga, and these Arsenal fans were going, I don't know what you're talking about Camavinga for because we're in for him. And half an hour later, Romano goes, there's no talks with Arsenal and Camavinga, and there never has been. This is like buried.
It is madness, isn't it? Like, I mean, Arsenal are not the Arsenal of 10 years ago. And look, I had to face up to this as a Liverpool fan growing up. I had to face up to Liverpool not being what they were in the 70s and 80s. And it took me 10 years to accept it. So maybe some realization will come in because, Arteta is not Pep Guardiola. He is not Jurgen Klopp. He is not one of the top coaches in the world. Their owner really doesn't give a damn. It's abundantly clear. And as we spoke about before, Mr. Spotify, Daniel Ek sitting in the background there with 2 billion waiting. And I'm sure he would spend. It's frustrating times for Arsenal fans, but...
You know what? There are some nice Arsenal fans, and to them, definitely. I will give you this. Saka has lit this tournament up for England. He definitely should be starting. If he doesn't start, and I know what, I've got a funny feeling he won't start against Germany, but he should. Him and Grealish should be starting against Germany because they were fantastic in the last game. So there is, for the nice Arsenal fans, Saka has been fantastic. But I just think that, look, if Liverpool try and have a go at me as a United fan or Man City or Chelsea, sometimes I just have to sit there and go, yeah, you're right. But I ain't never taken it from Arsenal. Like, I can't, I look for you in the league and I get dizzy. I get, what's it called? Vertigo, scared of heights. Because I look down and I'm like, oh, fucking hell, I'm going to be sick. That's so far down. I'm terrified, So
you will be terrified with Camavinga and Maddison and Saka and all the boys next season. I mean, they'd be challenging for that Europa Conference League spot.
The thing is, I've always said about Arsenal, there are players that they've bought over the last couple of years that I'd have took at United. I would have took Pepe on his form from Lille. I would have took him. I definitely would have took Thomas Partey. And who else have they bought? I mean, I would have actually took Gabriel, the centre back. I thought he looked all right as well, and we needed a left-sided centre back. So, they do buy good players, and yet they still don't get anywhere.
I'd have had Martinelli, and I definitely have had Saka. Well, I was hoping he didn't sign that contract with Arsenal.
Yeah, there was talk of him game, wasn't there?
Such a shame. But he is, he's getting the game time, so you can understand why he signed it. And he has been, I'll tell you what I will give them credit for. They've got some good young players there coming through. They've got some good young players at Arsenal.
Vertigo wasn't what I meant, actually. What is a fear of heights called?
I'm petrified of heights, by the way, mate. Absolutely petrified.
Acrophobia. I thought that was to do with spiders.
There was a film about fear of spiders, wasn't there? Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia. So Iraqphobia. That's probably something to do with being scared of going to Iraq. Acrophobia. Acrophobia. There you go. Or vertigo does work. Vertigo is a condition that makes you. I know people have had that. It's not very nice, actually. But it
happens to people of your age, Mark. It's been known.
Mark, what striker would you... acrophobia is a fair of acrobats, says Robert Brennan. Arsenal's best player was on loan at Newcastle for the second half of the season, says Aaron. And Arsenal's best player was... Yeah, I've done that one. Easy to rip a club when you don't have any of these fans to reply back, says Raz. Mate, there's plenty of Arsenal fans who watch our stuff. I don't blame them as well, because what their normal content is totally shit. Like I say, when you're making transfer stories up from John down the pub, I mean, Calvert-Lewin to Arsenal, what do you think he is? Depressed? He's got a smile on his face. Why would he destroy his career?
And he's about to learn off the great Rafael Benitez as well, by the looks of it. So,
Well, Lars says Smith Rowe's good. Apparently, Villa are bidding for Smith Rowe, which would terrify me as an Arsenal fan, that Villa think they can come in and get one of your best players. They
already took their keeper, don't forget. They were silly enough to sell them Emi Martinez, and he's been cracking for Villa. Exactly.
Anyway, let's move on from Arsenal. Frankie de Jong's just come up on the screen. He's having a very good tournament. Obviously, the Barcelona lad. Craig, if you need any motivation, I'm sure Mark will show you his 1 million subs plaque, says Joshua Bowwater. He does ask me to send pictures at times, but...
Yeah, but not about the plaque. I ask you to send nudes, mate. It's nothing to do with the plaque.
That's disgusting.
I mean, it's very nice that you send them. I mean, some weird angles there, if I'm being honest with you, mate. There's obviously a team involved in them photographs. But look, what I will say is, again, to those people who, want to remind me that Mark's bigger than yada, 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 I'm only in this 3.5 years. Do you know what I mean? Give me time, ladies and gentlemen. The world will discover my magnificence eventually.
So, it's funny, actually, because I do get people saying to me, United stand. I need to be careful how I word this now. I just realised I've opened my gob without thinking, which is what I do a lot of the time. But I had a few people saying to me last week that the United stand isn't big because of me, which I've never said it is. But that's football has been me all along, and it's pretty big. So.
It's going to get bigger now, though, mate. Let's be honest. I mean,
and now Craig's involved.
I was going to give us both credit. I was going to say Anton Deck. I mean, that's what we're being called in the chat.
Craig was the one to take us to 441k. That was the bit I needed.
No, I'm just on this because I want some of the gold plaque, mate, when it happens. You know what I mean? I want a little slice of the 1 mil gold plaque.
I'd tell you, I'd love this channel to get to 1 million subs. I don't know whether it will, but I'd love to get another one to 1 million subs. It'd be nice. On that bombshell, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, get involved. But Wijnaldum to score any time is good odds. Yeah, I mean, talk to me about Wijnaldum, Craig. Liverpool, he's left you, but I mean, where's all these goals coming from? I think he's got 3 in the tournament so far, as has Dumfries. Ronaldo's, he's a bit nervous, I think.
He's always been given more of a license to get forward in the Dutch team than Klopp gave him at Liverpool. And look, I'll be the first one to admit, most of us Liverpool fans are absolutely fuming that we allowed him to leave, because all he wanted was basically a 3-year deal. And we were only offering him a 2-year deal. And we're always kind of guessing what wages people are on, but I think he was only on about 70 or 80k at Liverpool and was asking maybe 140, 160, which to me, I think he fully deserves. He's won everything that everything we've won on the club, he's been a big part of. So it's such a shame that he went. I like the fact that he went and turned his nose up the Barca because he got a massive Wonga offer from PSG. I mean, I respect that, but yeah, look, it is terrible that he's left, and I'm absolutely heartbroken that he's gone. I won't lie, but he's been brilliant for Holland. Dumfries, as we spoke about before, getting down that right-hand side. You just don't know where the goals are coming from the Netherlands. They can score them from every angle.
They definitely can. Is Chris Wood a better poacher than Kane, says Milo? At the moment, he probably is. Big Sixophobia is a fear of Arsenal fans losing the only relevance they have in the league by being called one of the big six clubs, says Sheikh. I mean, it's a good point, actually. We've spoken about that, man. Look, we're not going to focus on Arsenal anymore. This is the Euros. It's their only respite where they can actually pretend that, Saka is doing it for Arsenal and not doing it for England. I don't think we've got any Arsenal players today in this game.
Malin played for them once. We can find a slide. Yeah, he played for them from 15 to 17, I think.
Malin?
Yeah, I was shocked to find this out the other day. Someone sent me a picture of Daniel Malin in an Arsenal kit.
On loan, was he? Or was he actually?
No, he was an Arsenal player at youth level.
Oh, they're Prats. That's another one. It's another one they've let go. I never knew that. That is absolutely
he didn't know until someone sent me a picture. I think it was Connor actually sent me a picture, and I thought, wow, I did not know that.
No, that's wrong. He's
no.
Hold on a minute.
He was
Malin
there.
began playing for the youth teams of Arsenal in the Youth Premier League together with the FA Youth Cup and the UEFA League in the 2015-16 season. He began to display his impressive talent during his debut season for the Gunners. He scored in the Youth Cup, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Malin was used a great deal on the wing and was included in the club's pre-season. He made his senior debut for Arsenal. Malin was sold by Arsenal to PSV. Oh, my God. They've done it again. What a bunch of prats Arsenal really are. They did it with Gnabry and now they've done it with Malin. Oh, my God. We thought we were going to move away from Arsenal and just when I was out, they pulled me back in. What a bunch of prats you really are. They are absolutely bloody prats. They really are. What are they on about? I thought Gnabry, and look, the one thing I would say is it just shows that Arsenal have got a good youth system, which they do have, to be fair. But that they'll be claiming Malin. Like they claim Gnabry as well. Like they claim Gnabry even though they sold him. If you didn't know that, Malin was part of the Arsenal setup and they sold him to PSV. Watch him go to Dortmund and tear it up next season.
I think he might end up at Liverpool, genuinely. I'm not saying that as a wind-up. I think I can see him as a long-term Firmino replacement.
I like him. I do. I do like him. And I don't profess to watch a lot of Dutch football, but the reason I got to know about him was mainly because of the fact that he went to... I use him a lot on FIFA. I know that sounds really stupid, but I do. I got to know him from FIFA a couple of years ago on a career mode, and then I sort of kept an eye on him in real life. And I do like him. He's direct, he's fast, he's got a bit of skill about him. I like him. He's good. Make sure you smash a like and share the video if you're watching. We've got both watch-alongs for you tonight as well. Belgium against Portugal. I don't know what. Just very quickly, Belgium, Portugal, Craig. What are your thoughts on that? I'm a little bit sceptical about that. I think it might not live up to the hype. I think it might be a bit tight. It's too important for both games. I think that could be penalties and all sorts.
I tell you what, mate, I really struggle to pick a winner in that one because you can make a valid argument for both sides. You would say maybe Belgium have more of a sprinkling of talent, perhaps. Although, look, Ronaldo, Jota, Fernandes, Sanchez. It's tough. I'm thankful that I'm going to be able to sit in the sofa and watch that game as a fan, just to sit back and relax. It's going to be a belter, and I think you're right. It could be a stinker, but it could also go all the way. I'm going to go a little bit bold. I'm going to go 2-2 and into extra time in that one.
A little bit bold. You're very bold.
Well, there's going to be at least 2 penalties for a start.
Well, the players are coming out onto the pitch here. I'll tell you what, it'd be interesting to see if Schick can do anything. I'll tell you what, I find it interesting that Wijnaldum went to PSG as well when he's in the same camp as so many Barcelona players. Like De Jong, obviously, is Barcelona. Memphis has literally just gone to Barcelona. There is that Dutch connection, and he still went, I'm going PSG for the money. Just shows you. You got to respect it.
At the end of his career, he just went, you know what? I'll have a bit of Neymar. I'll go over there and play with a bit of Mbappe and Neymar and Donnarumma for the end of my career. Why not? And get double the wages.
Yeah, how old is he? About 29?
I think he's 30 now.
Right, okay. There you go.
But he's a young 30. Do you know what I mean? He's somebody who's definitely got to play till he's 36 minimum.
Make sure you get your score predictions in the chat. Let's see what you've got to say. They ruined Premier League. Now they're coming for Europe. PSG offered Wijnaldum 3 times the salary that we offered. Soon football will be dead, says Deepak Singh. Obviously a Barcelona fan. And would you take Mallon or Koeman at Liverpool? Says Erect Isle. Oh, I'm not reading the rest. You nearly got me there. But yeah, would you take Koeman or Mallon at Liverpool?
Koeman as in their manager?
Kingsley Coman, sorry, Coman.
Oh, Kingsley. It's an interesting one. I don't think there's any truth to that. We have been linked with him, but I can't see us buying him. But I think Mallon, yes, absolutely. 25 million seems a very reasonable amount of money for somebody with his potential. I mean, imagine letting him go as a youngster. Woo!
I don't know where this game's being played, but there seems to be quite a lot of fans here.
Puskás Arena.
Puskás in Hungary. Yeah, I think they can have... I sort of forgot today where they're all being played. I knew yesterday's. So yeah, we've got Budapest and Sevilla. I don't think they can. That'll be a crap crowd tonight for the Belgium-Portugal game. They can't have many fans, I don't think, at Sevilla, unless anybody tells me different. Croatia-Spain is in Copenhagen. France versus Switzerland is in Bucharest, which is Bucharest in... I don't know where Bucharest is. Is it Romania, isn't it? Have we had any games in Bucharest?
Just think of Stoya Bucharest. That'll probably...
No, we've not had any games played there, have we?
I honestly don't know, mate. I'd be lying if I gave you an answer.
Yeah, London for England, Germany, and then Glasgow for Sweden, Ukraine. That'll be crap. And then we've got quarterfinals at St. Petersburg, Munich, Baku, and Rome. And then Wembley finishes everything off. So, yeah, we've got Bucharest for France versus Switzerland, and Budapest is in Hungary, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, Baku looks like a cracking city, and the stadium's deadly as well. Definitely somewhere I wouldn't mind visiting someday. Looks like a really nice ground.
Has there been any games at Bucharest? I don't remember it as having a game. We must have had a game here. This is Hungary, isn't it? This is why it's packed out. I like the games in Hungary.
Yeah, it's the Puskás Arena. It's a nice stadium as well. It is. Well, look, we can't really hear the crowd, obviously, because, you know, we watch the games in silence because of copyright and stuff. But it is nice to see full stadiums. I was shocked the day we did the game in Copenhagen when I think it was only supposed to be 50% capacity, but it looked so much fuller.
But to be honest, these have been my favourite games because this has been, you know, the very first game. I almost got tearful. The first game I saw at Budapest because it's like the first time I've seen a packed stadium for football. And it just shows you the power of fans because it just makes it better to see. Look at that. Look at that. There's no empty seats. Everyone's all together. It's just great to see. The Euros has been great. They've been great. But look, this is what you do get. This is the real thing. This is the real Euros and World Cups when you see packed out stadiums. So it's great to see. But I just don't remember
that with the Copa America where they're empty and it looks like they're playing in potato fields because the pitches are that bad. Like they used two pitches, the Brazil and Rio de Janeiro, and awful tournament. Like it's been such a letdown compared to this.
Most Liverpool fans know Bucharest. Soon as broker Bucharest players during European Cup semi-final, says David Nardiello. And we won't sync yet because it's not kicked off, mate. Bit premature, like Arsenal. Hopefully everything comes back to normal, says Salim. Yeah, hopefully. Although I've got to be honest, my daughter plays football and one of her teammates has got it and was isolating because of someone in her class, and now she's tested positive. So it's still really around. Around.
You must be due your second jab soon enough, eh?
I don't think it's till August, actually. I think it's 10 weeks.
Mine, I had my second one 2 weeks ago, this Tuesday coming up. So that means on Tuesday I'll be technically fully vaccinated because it takes 2 weeks for the antibodies. You're getting the Pfizer one as well, aren't you? Same one?
Yeah. Yeah. I should have bought... All right, okay. Go Netherlands. Yeah, get in the chat. Let us know what you think. Big up Uncle Fester, says John Gray. Voldemort.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them in the
he's
chat.
wearing black today, so he's like Voldemort. Or Uncle Fester works as well.
Go also works, if you want to be factually correct.
I haven't seen the benches. I mean, look, I had another brilliant prediction yesterday, Craig. I did say that if this goes a long time, Italy's bench will be the difference because Austria haven't got a bench. And I think I haven't seen the Dutch bench, but I know that Gravenbach's on there, and I know they will have a stronger bench than the Czech Republic. So benches are important in this tournament so far.
Yeah, the Czech Republic deserve to go out just because of that shirt. It's horrendous.
Yeah. Asta's feeling upset. We don't know why. Might be Welsh. Charlie Brown, that's a good one. Have you ever been called Charlie Brown? We could call you the ref. You're the ref.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's obviously going to be top tier referee. This
Great guy, you're refing the game and doing this straight Watchalong. Bloody hell, double time.
Got to pay the bills. Got to pay the bills, Mark.
If England win, you can dress up as Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Shagadelic, baby. Oh,
that's what I said when Mark asked me would I come on board. I said $1 million.
Anyway, we've just kicked off. I'll give you a sync in a minute. But we have kicked off here. Hopefully we get a good game, some good goals. I think yesterday the pace of the Wales-Denmark game, actually we had a really good tempo. Italy and Austria for a 0-0. I don't think Italy-Austria was a bad game, actually. Ricky, who's on the United stand, was messaging me today. He was at the game. And I did say to him, what did he think about it? And he said, yeah, it was quite a good game. I said, to be fair, for a 0-0, it was quite interesting. Second half flew by. I was like, oh, who's going to score a winner? I didn't want extra time. I wanted to go to bed and watch a film, but
here we go. Oh, just over here.
Malin, you're a little bit ahead of me. Pause for 2 seconds.
Yeah, no worries.
Cheers, mate. Johnny Wilson says, hearing your voices again turns me on. Well, you and many others. I don't think a lot of people actually tune in for the football chat. I think it literally is although we do have a lad on our channel now, Levin. His voice is
oh mate, I'm not gonna lie. I can't listen to his voice. He's like Barry White. It's beautiful.
I know. He could turn you from being a Liverpool fan to a United fan.
It could turn a lot of people to a lot of things. I'm telling you, definitely. He's got a wonderful voice. I like the name Levin as well. It's a good name.
I'm trying to get late night Levin. You see, if you get him on at about midnight,
stop with the late night shit, mate. That's Anfield agenda territory. You can stop the late night stuff.
Late night Levin.
Late night loving with Levin. There you go.
Time is 1 minute and 40 seconds. 1 minute and 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. We're at 1 minute and 47 seconds now. And look at all those fans in the crowd. Magnificent to see. Lots of Dutch fans there as well. And of course, a lot of them will be Hungarian.
You know what annoys me about Wembley, especially cup finals and stuff, or big games, not in COVID times and non-COVID times, it's always the best seats that are empty, isn't it? It's always the prime halfway line corporate seats that are empty, and it does my head in seeing it.
Yeah, where they've decided, oh, we won't bother going to that. We're not really football fans anyway. Let's go down and have a game of golf.
Yeah, where there's thousands of fans sitting at home that would have died to have been there. Like, it's nuts. At least if you go to a gig, I don't know about you, but, you know, if you go to a music gig or something where you're bringing your kids to a gig, at least there's empty seats. The ushers are kind enough to move you down to them to fill up the first part of the arena. I hate that about football games when the prawn sandwich brigade just couldn't be bothered showing up.
I've been offered quite a lot of tickets, actually, for the Euros. I don't know whether that's allowed.
Dublin had to pull out. It's been, it was unlucky. There could have been a couple of decent games here for us to go and see. Obviously, none involving us, but yeah, there's supposed to be a few games. Unlucky, but it is what it is. Got to be safe.
The game's on ITV if you're in the UK.
It's on Radio Telefís Éireann if you're in Ireland.
A what? What's that?
RTE.
RTE. Is that what it's called? That's what it stands for?
Yep.
When I lived over there, it was RTE, Network 2, TV3, and then some Irish channel where they spoke Irish all the time.
TG Cahar. Sulella.
Is it still there?
Yeah, they've kind of renamed it. It's RTE 1 and 2 now, not instead of Network 2. And TV3 was bought by Virgin. So, but yeah, same channels basically. Yeah, same 4, and then all the English ones. To
be honest, when I lived in Ireland, I always used to say this, like at Christmas especially, you noticed it. The Irish TV stations always had loads better stuff than what you got in the UK.
We even discussed it before. The punditry on RTE was even better. Like when you had, you know, Bill O'Herlihy, Graham Souness, Liam Brady, John Giles, Eamon Dunphy. It was like they just didn't care. There was none of this, you can't say this or that. They just went on, maybe a little bit tipsy at times, and just said whatever the hell they wanted. It was brilliant.
We're just coming up for 4 minutes and 10 seconds. 11, 12, 13, 14, 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Good. I tell you what, the tempo to the start of the game is good. I don't know whether we've seen a change in football, actually. Maybe we've seen a change of football in the last 8 years. I think we have. I think the tempo of games has gone up. So you don't tend to get these slower games now, which used to litter international football.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think, again, probably Premier League influence. One of the things you hear a lot of people say, particularly managers around Premier League when they join it, is, okay, yes, the tempo, but that teams play for the full 90. Like, there's none of this cruising through the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Marvin says, unless you're United and they slow the tempo down. Mbappe, he wishes he was Mbappe. Memphis Depay, he picked it up then. He could have slipped Malin in, but he's one of those players who gets his head down and doesn't look up sometimes.
Still a young player learning, though, to be fair. Czech Republic starting to get a bit of the ball now. And maybe, have we slept on the Czech Republic a little bit? I know I certainly have just seen this as almost a formality for the Netherlands to go through, but
James Jermaine just said, how do you stay so positive after being a policeman, Mark? I don't even know how to answer that. I don't really understand what the point would be. Memphis is 27, by the way, Craig.
I thought you were. I just heard the word Malin. See, like you, I just try and hear.
Yeah, Malin must be about 21.
I just wait and hear if my name is mentioned. Like you, I just gloss over everything that doesn't involve me.
Do you think that Grealish will go to Man City, or do you think he'll stay at Villa?
I think for his own career, wherever it may be, I think he does have to move on. No disrespect to Villa, and I know it'll be hard for him to do so, but I mean, if they get Grealish and Kane, Jesus, it's scary. Oh no, there's something coming, isn't there? Go on.
Yeah, it's a new. I always like the new ones. They said Homer and Ned Flanders. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, it's not bad, to be fair.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I do love a good bit of trolling. I appreciate the good trolling, like the creative stuff.
Just
don't start whistling through your nose.
Death, says James. He was being serious about being in the police. Well, no, I mean, look, I've not done it for a few years now, and I was always okay at boxing it up and leaving it at work. So, who knows what damage it does to you psychologically deep down? But you just get on with things, don't you? You have to pick up. Yeah.
Especially when you've got a family to come home to as well. It kind of makes you appreciate stuff a little bit more, doesn't it? When you've got the wife and kids to come back to. Here we go. Ball in.
That's a goal! Oh! Dillit with the great defensive header. What's he doing? That was going in. Dillit, the Daily Blind crosses it towards the top corner of the goal, and it looks like Dillit heads it out of the goal. He would have been offside anyway.
Offside, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think it was going in from Blind.
Yeah, he was trying to knock it back across, wasn't he?
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, no, he was looking at the goal, actually. I see the replay. His eyes were fixed on the goal.
He was offside.
I tell you what, I finally seen that Lewandowski double crossbar thing that remember we were doing the game that day.
And then caught it between his legs.
Oh my God. How? That was mental. I've enjoyed not seeing so many soft penalties given during this Euros. It's been pretty decent. Like, they've been fairly consistent.
I think the only two decisions that I didn't like was the Wales sending off yesterday, which was never a sending off, and the Mbappe penalty against Portugal, which was just never a penalty either. Apart from that, I think they've been pretty good.
I tried to see people say, and a couple of Chelsea fans in particular, that Portugal's a punch was never.
I'd lost you there, Craig. Sorry. I don't know whether,
there was people trying to say that Portugal's first penalty wasn't a penalty when Chesney came out and almost knocked the player out with a punch.
Yeah, you can see. I can see why people say it's not a penalty, but you can also see why it was. But I think in the case of the Mbappe one and that red card, it's like I don't think anybody can say that that's a red card or it's a penalty. It was neither way for me. Never. Here we go. Craig to not stand. Talks in progress. Medicals will be done soon. No chance. Not going to turn his back on Liverpool. Not when they might be good.
It's not just that reason, now, to be fair. Yeah, suffered through all of them. Although, there could be a twin brother appearing. Craigina or something, maybe. I'll actually wait on.
Thought Malin was in then.
Now, the rivalry is what makes it fun.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if next season, I think it's all about Man City and Chelsea, unfortunately. But it'll be interesting to see what Klopp does. I think people are sleeping on Liverpool a bit.
I think that's when we're at our best, to be fair. I think that's when most teams are at their best, when people don't give... I think it's motivation for the players, isn't it? And look, they have a lot to prove from last season.
Is Memphis down the right-hand side? Is lovely ball first time.
Dumfries, but he's just blocked off.
Is Van Dijk back for the start of the season?
It's difficult to say for certain, but he's certainly upped his rehab a lot. He's out doing a lot more running and ball work. So, I don't want to put pressure on him. If it takes a couple extra weeks, so be it. It's more about making sure he's right. Because yourself, when players are coming back from a long time out like that, they often pick up secondary injuries and stuff when they come back playing. So just got to manage them. Is it just me, by the way, or has obstruction been removed from football? I often think about this. I can't remember the last time I've seen something given for obstruction, really, other than a blatant blocking off of a run.
Well, they just seem to... I think football's become very zonal, hasn't it? Because they tend to... They'll give you free kicks in certain positions, like... if you're a defender near the goal kick line and a goal striker's behind you, you just need to fall over and you'll get a free kick. But if it's in the penalty box, nah, you're not having that. It's like the back pass rule. The back pass rule is very subjective as well.
You often see the defenders like ushering the ball out, or jockeying, as we used to call it. But it's blatant obstruction. Like the forward can't get near the ball, and it's good defending. But my day, that's obstruction.
Jordan O'Neill says it might be Ronaldo's last Euro game if they lose tonight. Yeah, well, 3 years till the next Euros, isn't it? So he's 36. I wouldn't be surprised if Ronaldo's part of it at 39, to be honest. Predictions for the games, boys. You went with a Dutch win, didn't you?
2-0. Yeah, 2-0 for this one for me.
What are you going for the later one?
2-2 and all the way. I just think it's so hard to pick in the later game. It could go either way. Portugal are very efficient.
Well, I mean, somebody in the chat will probably be able to tell us, but statistically, how many international games between evenly matched teams go to draws? It's probably quite high. Nice little ball over the top by Blind. And Dumfries. And a good block again. The Dutch are pushing here. We've only had 12 minutes. They're pushing.
They're so full of energy. That's a great run.
I mean, you compare this Dutch start to the way England played against Czech Republic, and it's very different.
I love the way Yarka's run there to make sure he stayed onside. Very clever.
Another corner. Oh.
No. Goal kick. Well, keeper looks like he wants to start the time wasting already.
Do you like extra time games when it goes to extra time?
It's weird because they usually get a goal in them. Like these days, extra time usually has a goal or two. Like we seen yesterday. Like as soon as it went to extra time, I stuck a few quid on a goal in extra time, but I wasn't expecting 3. So I don't mind them. But yesterday's game, like you, I wish it could have just been settled in 90. I like extra time if it goes to penalties. If it doesn't go to penalties, I feel robbed.
Yeah, a lot of people last night were very unhappy that it didn't go to penalties, especially when I was celebrating the Italian goals. I've been in that position before. I got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of extra time. I like it to be over in 90 minutes, really. I like the drama of penalties.
So do you like the 90 minutes straight to penalty scenario?
Well, I was just going to say there. I mean, I don't know whether we'll ever see that, but I think it would change football quite a lot if you did that. And, they always seem to want to make changes to football. And I do wonder whether extra time really has its place in football anymore. I mean, you've just played 90 minutes. Do you really need to play another half an hour? Could you not just go straight to penalty?
There are cups that do that. I mean, I've seen a few in South America in recent years, and I could be wrong, but I think maybe one of the European leagues, they go straight to penalties after 90 minutes.
I'd be all for it, really. I think it would change the 90-minute game a little bit as well. Because if you were, I mean, I suppose it could change it the other way. I suppose that's the problem. If you're, I don't know, North Macedonia and you've got through to a knockout game and you're playing England, you just park the bus for 90 minutes hoping for penalties. I suppose that's the problem, isn't it?
But then it's anyway. Up to England, it will protect the players as well. I mean, we'd have probably have less injuries because there'd be less minutes on the players' legs going forward.
Addy says Portugal looks so weak against Germany wing backs. The Belgians play similar but have better players in attack. I think Belgium are poor at the back though, so yeah, it could be quite interesting that.
15, 1501, 1502, 1503, 04, 5. Sorry, there was just a few people asking for sync. Corner in, cleared.
Ice hockey goes to golden goal. It's such a great setup. This is Paper Man. They tried golden goal in football. I remember we had golden goal in Euro 96. And
we won a UEFA Cup in, I don't know if it was a golden goal or a silver goal because they tried messing around with that as well. But we won with an OG.
Golden goal. I don't know why they did.
Yeah, we won. As I said, we beat Alaves in the UEFA Cup 4-3. 5-4, one or the other. My memory's shocking. I mean, to be fair, if they can just sort out the handball and the offside rule for a start, that would be nice.
Yeah, it was. I'm just having a look at it here. Liverpool overcame the UEFA Cup final with an own golden goal, yeah. It was used in the World Cup in 2002 when Turkey defeated Senegal.
Although these days I wonder if we had a golden goal, like, can you imagine the diving that would be going on? Or the players leaving their leg out and going into defenders. I mean, Mourinho would be all over that as a manager.
Here we go. For the 2002-2003 season, UEFA introduced a new rule, the silver goal, to decide a competition. In extra time, the team leading after the first 15 minutes of extra time would win.
Yeah, I was saying to you, I thought I remember the silver goal thing as well. Like, I
suppose the concept of that was that if you go to extra time and it's 0-0, and then, Craig's Liverpool score against United, I've still got till half time to try and score. The game wasn't over straight away, so that's how that would work. But the abolition, although both the golden goal and silver goal had their fans, both were also widely perceived as failed experiments. The golden goal in particular had not brought about more active and attacking play as originally intended, and instead led to more cautious play, along with furious, angry reactions for a lot of the players on the losing side. Well, there was also
just sort out some of these ridiculous offsides and we'll get more goals that we want. Here we go. Holland down Dutch side, down the left. Not allowed to say Holland. I keep forgetting that. I think a goal's coming soon here, by the way, mate. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically the golden goal went because people didn't like it. It was a horrible way to lose.
Definitely.
But it's a fantastic way to win because you can just run off knowing that you've won the match.
I have visions in my head of us in that Alaves game, and Gary McAllister didn't know what was happening. He wasn't sure if we'd won or not. He was real old school, and this for him was his first time using it. And he was looking around as if to go, "Have we won now? What's going on?"
Well, the funny thing is, Gaza missed a really good chance in extra time against Germany, where he just stretched and didn't quite get it. If he'd stretched and scored, that would have been the end of the game. But I think Germany hit the post as well, and that would have been the end of the game. So, I think England Germany will definitely go to extra time on Tuesday.
It's a very intriguing game, I have to say, because you don't have a clue what version of either team are going to show up.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be the defensive version of England. We're just about to hit 20 minutes on the sync, if anyone wants to know. Well, we're not actually. I'm just about to hit 19 minutes and 20 seconds.
20? Oh, you're 5 seconds ahead of me all of a sudden.
Well, I'm on 19, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. But when you're describing the game, we seem to be on the right thing. So I don't know whether your clock's right or wrong.
I think it's RTE, you know. I think RTE's clock are... Because I keep saying when I'm on Twitter and stuff, why are RTE finishing? Why are the refs not playing the full minutes? I think RTE just haven't got their clock synced properly.
I know, because when you're describing the game, you're exactly as me, but then you're 5 seconds behind on the clock. But I'm just about... So he's just hit the free kick now. Headed away.
Yeah, for me now...
20 minutes.
Dion has the ball. He's just about to pass it. There, passed.
No, so you're ahead of me again now.
I'm going to pause it again.
I'm on 20 minutes and 10 seconds now.
Shows 20 minutes and 3 seconds on RTE, and I was ahead.
They were wrong. RTE's wrong then, isn't it? It's like,
they definitely are, because even in extra time yesterday, every game has shown the ref not playing the full amount. And I'm raging on Twitter and people are like, what are you on about?
How can RTE have it 8 seconds slow, but the same game's going on? And they're just not.
And they start the clock at the same time. Somebody's paid for a pony clock there or something. Somebody's gone on to Wish and bought a clock or something like that.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ireland, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ireland.
Well, as soon as Ireland opens up again, I'm over there. We've got a bloody pub booked from before COVID that we've got a deposit on. I need to bloody email them, actually. They'll probably forgot.
I was supposed to meet up with you at that one, actually.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Be a good night.
It will, yeah, it will. Bit of a sing-song, hopefully. Bit of a sing-song. I mean... The Goldbridge,
I can't remember what we had.
Karaoke.
I think it was going to be like a bit of a... Oh, gosh. Who was on the end of that? Was it Soucek? I think it
was, yeah. I think it was. Yep.
Lovely cross. Front post, Soucek, diving header. Couldn't direct it towards the goal. It's a lovely cross. Ooh, it would have been a great goal.
It's good defending as well to put him off as much as he could. Two of them brave there, gone for the ball, to be fair. Well, yeah.
I think it was Darun, wasn't it?
That camera angle there with the stadium looks class. If I remember correctly, you were just off O'Connell Street or something, weren't you? Wherever it was that you'd booked.
It's on the Liffey, Foley's, yeah. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got both games today. That's football. Everybody's welcome on here. Trying to get up to 450k before the Euros final, which is actually 2 weeks tonight.
It feels like such a long tournament in a good way for once, because, you know, imagine if there was no Euros now, how boring we'd be waiting for pre-season and stuff to kick off.
Yeah, June's a long month, isn't it, when there's no... Although it's 27th of June, isn't it now? So clubs will be going back training soon. I was down at Solihull Moors the other day and they were saying that their lads are going back in on the 10th of July or something like that.
Oh, look, to be fair, the players need a break as well, those that aren't involved in internationals. I mean, it's been, as you were saying about Bruno and same for some of the Liverpool players, it's been crazy, the amount of games they've had to play for almost 2 years now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing you can do, is there, really, as well? You can't really do anything about it. If you're Bruno and, you know, Rashford and everyone like that, you know, by the time they finish playing with England and Portugal, the other United lads will already be back training. So then you're like, oh, I need to get back because, you know, don't want to miss out.
Have you any... We've got a couple of lads at our club who... Salah's the main one, really, but have you any Olympic headaches?
I don't think so. I mean, Brazil normally have a team, don't they? But I don't know. I don't think they'll be calling Fred up.
He's getting a run. I tell you, I'm watching him playing for Brazil in the Copa America and seeing Fabinho on the bench, and I'm just thinking that's a sackable offence immediately, right there.
They're having a drinks break here. Where is it? Budapest? Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite warm, to be fair. Well, it has to be over 30 degrees, doesn't it, for a drinks break?
Yeah, it's 31 degrees at the moment.
I'm just taking on liquids myself here to keep the energy levels up. There's nothing more beautiful than... Well, a sea of green is more beautiful, but a sea of orange looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? Whether it be at the darts or inside a football stadium, you got to say the Dutch fans are always class.
32 degrees in Sevilla as well. That's got the Dutch game tonight. Not the Dutch game tonight, the Belgian and Portuguese game. Apparently, Dortmund want Malen to replace Sancho. Yeah, I've heard of that. Salah Ahmed, I mentioned that before, but Craig seems to think Liverpool might be going.
I think it's more to replace Haaland, but they are definitely keeping an eye on him. 100%. Your viewer's spot on there. They definitely have an interest in him.
Breaking news. Croatia's...
How do you get trumpets into a stadium?
Perisic is the virus and will miss the next Euro 2020. Yeah, we spoke about that, little big man. Perisic out with coronavirus. Remember when coronavirus first hit in like the March of last year and Donald Trump came on the telly and said it will be gone by Easter?
We have 16 cases. We're going to get down to 0.
We'll be in the churches for by the
beautiful celebration.
And that's the most powerful man in the world talking out his arse. You know, nothing more reassuring than that.
They're talking about bleach. You can inject it, maybe. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I wonder what he's doing now.
He's starting the rallies again ahead of. He's doing something this weekend ahead of a potential run. I think he'd be maybe locked up before the next presidential election. But look, it is.
He's the sort of guy I think he's absolutely gutted that he's not the president anymore. He obviously loved it, didn't he?
Oh, 100%. And the funny thing is that he didn't even want to really do it in the first place. You know, he had no intention of actually winning it when he started it. But yeah, it's I think it's been a scary few years for the world all around with some leaders of some countries, and yeah, it's been a mad old time. But just to think back to when it started, do you remember like everybody in the supermarkets buying up everything, couldn't get anything for love nor money?
Oh God, yeah, I do. Couldn't get any toilet paper to wipe your arse.
You had to just make do with £20 notes.
Good 25 minutes, though. I mean, to be fair, Czech Republic had a really good chance on the front post with Souček, so it has been a decent game. It needs a goal. This is the trouble. This is what I'm always a big fan of, an early goal.
You speak football Twitter, Mark. What does F-or mean on Twitter?
For real? Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I've seen it a lot, and I don't speak football Twitter. I'm a boomer, so. What's this comment? Hang on. Mark's always blanking Craig. It's peak. No, it's just that he's arrogant, mate. That's all really. You know, I'm here trying to bring a bit of fun to the subject, and he's more concerned about a social media following than you poor people in the chat. I'm here to keep you entertained, ladies and gentlemen.
It is for real. Thanks. Grandad Craig, and with it, Goldbridge. FR is for real. Whoa! Shit, with the shot from the edge of the box there. Wonderful left foot.
He's got a team in his ear there, ladies and gentlemen, giving him all these shortcuts.
Deflected as well.
Liverpool bid for Coleman rejected by Bayern. That would be funny if there was actually a bid, but you know, it's just somebody else on Twitter talking out their arse. Look, he's at it again, folks. Look, I'm here. Look, I'll do a little dance for you. Meanwhile, Goldbridge is on Twitter there.
I'm just messaging the graphics guy because he was asking me a question. When you're not here, I still go on my phone a little bit. I'm a very busy man.
I feel sorry for the audience, mate. You're robbing them.
They know. It's very relaxed. It's very relaxed. This is why people love the Goldbridge watch-alongs, because it's just very unique.
Then they come over to my channel and it's just bedlam. Anything can happen. You can go from talking about crisps to a karaoke session, and
I'm way different when I have a guest. I'm quite chilled when I have a guest. When I'm on my own, that's when it's different. It's just different. I quite like having a guest.
It's really different. I'll give you that. It is like from a host perspective, it is so different trying to balance talking to the person that's with you, the chat, and your own stuff. It is really different. I'll be honest. I'll give you that one.
Do you guys watch Formula One? I missed the super chat about the away goals. Oh dear, Zeke, sorry. Do you want to tell us what it was? Because I can't see it now. It's gone. Must have been bloody ages ago. Apologies for that. Donald Trump has a Netherlands jersey. Apparently, says Christopher here. Grealish to Man City confirmed. Nope. And reminds me of me and my dad. Yeah, Craig does look a lot older than me.
But I am, factually.
How old are you then?
39.
All right.
My missus turned 40 on Friday. Happy birthday to my darling wife. For these 3 months, mate, I give her awful abuse, dog's abuse for 3 months, because she's older than me for 3 months of every year, and that 3 months she gets a double barrel.
Fair play for her to let you put her on social media and tell everyone her age as well.
That's all right. She's not ashamed of it, unlike yourself. You know, she's willing to admit what age she is.
I'd be ashamed to be your wife.
Oh, that's low. That's low, mate. You'd make a very handsome Mrs. Holden.
If I was your wife,
a very handsome Mrs. Holden.
No, I mean me. I'd be ashamed to be your wife.
Sandra?
Donald Trump would never support Russia, says John Morris. Yeah, that was a Liverpool fan thing.
That was horrible, by the way, I have to say. That was horrible.
Yeah, we'll kick it off again. Our MVP have tweeted. Let me have a quick check about this.
Oh, it's blocked.
Was it Malin? Yeah. The corner. We need a goal in this game. I think even if the Dutch score, I still think the Czechs will be in the game. So
someone said, Craig and Mark, please don't change. I mean, yeah, it's so funny because you got a little glimpse of our real conversations, like when we're not trying to wind each other up before the stream. When we went live, we are actually quite civil to each other normally, but you know, it's more fun this way, isn't it? It's good that we can both take it. Like, that's the good part. Neither of us take any offenses to what's said.
Nothing happens with the corner. This is just in from RNBVB, which is a Dortmund outlet, and they are saying that United, I mean, it's closer than close. It's not really an update. It's just that United are close to reaching an agreement with Dortmund for Jadon Sancho. The latest signals are United will meet Dortmund's demands, and they have gradually increased their offer to around 90 million euros. So it's closer than close.
I said to myself today, I hope this fucker doesn't start banging on about Sancho again for the entire stream.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
You're getting them. Just not you. I mean, just the questions. I just hope I hope there's not 500 questions about Sancho, because you're getting them. We know you're getting them. It's just not when.
This is boring.
And again, it doesn't really matter when it's done, does it? Because he still won't be arriving pre-season until after he's had a holiday and stuff. How do you feel about the wages, though? Do you think it's? I know as fans you probably don't care, but 350k a week.
It's a lot of money. 250k apparently. That's a lie. Apparently that was a lie about. It won't be 350k. I never would have understood that. The Dugout Football Channel says, Mark and Craig, do you guys remember Euro 2004 clash between these two? Czech Republic won 3-2 after coming back from 2-0 down. Two great sides that day. I don't remember it. I do remember the tournament. That was the tournament where Rooney burst on the scene. But I don't remember that game, no. Nor do
I. I'll be honest. I don't.
Doug does. Paras says, no worries, Mark. Thoughts on UEFA removing the away goal? Oh, from the... Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. So the UEFA have removed the away goal from Champions League and Europa League ties. What do you think about that, Craig? Good cross in there. De Ligt puts it out for a corner. Czech Republic looking a little bit dangerous. So there'll be no more away goals. I mean, I've not really thought it through, mainly because the Euros are on. It will kick in more when, next sort of February time, won't it? Where you think about it. But
the only time it ever bothered me was when extra time was over and somebody wins on away goals in extra time. I always felt it was a massive advantage to one team. So the away goals will never bother me until extra time. So, they've gone back on something that they've made to change. It's just full circle, isn't it? We do something to change the game, then we go back on it to change the game back to the other way. And
I don't think it needed changing. I don't think it was causing that many problems in the game. I think, again, it's like, I think they're just changing it for change's sake. I mean, look, I wasn't a big fan of the third place thing in the Euros, but actually I think it made the third games really interesting. So I think the third place thing in the Euros and the expansion of the tournament hasn't been a bad thing. I did like the old Euros with 16 teams, 4 groups of 4, top 2 go through into the quarterfinals. But I think this has been a good tournament with 32 in it. It's fine.
Well, look, we wouldn't have Denmark, would we, doing what they've done if we didn't have that rule?
No. So, but the away goals, I'm just thinking, so next season it might be Liverpool against, say, PSG in the semi-final. First ties at Anfield, 2-2. You go over to PSG, 1-1. And it goes to extra time because the two away goals that PSG have got won't count as away goals, so just go to extra time. So that would.
The thing that bothered me though was, let's say in the old-fashioned way, it went to extra time, and let's say we were playing you in the Champions League, and it went to extra time, and United scored at Anfield in extra time. We had to score 2.
One should have got rid of. Yeah,
that's the only part of it that ever annoyed me. I think once extra time came in, it should have just reverted back to normal extra time.
I suppose away goals, though, might make teams be a little bit more defensive when they're playing away.
But the argument is the other way as well, that it's stopping teams at home going all-out attack for fear of conceding an away goal. That's what UEFA have said is one of the reasons they changed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Because as the away team, you might think, "Oh, if I get an away goal, it's probably a bit of a, I don't. We'll see what happens with it. I don't think it was a massive thing that needed to be changed, but it has been changed. That's the way it is.
What we can guarantee is that it still won't see Manchester City winning the Champions League. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, I hope they don't ever win it. Be nice.
I was very nervous this year, mate. I really was, because them and PSG, I just never want to see either of them winning the Champions League. And this year I thought, against Chelsea. And Chelsea had already beaten them twice running up to it. So I thought,
Oh, he's in, Mallon. Oh, he's a heavy first touch, but he's still got it on the left wing. Mallon needs some help. What's that?
Ball across.
That's terrible.
That's an awful clearance.
Well, the fact I thought Man City might win it simply because Chelsea had beaten them in the previous 2 games quite recently. And I was like, they're so evenly matched. What are the chances that they're going to play 3 times and Chelsea will beat them 3 times? And they did.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at. Yeah, same reason. I thought, the odds of probability, they've got to have to win one of them. But Pep himself yet again, overthought everything.
Yeah, he didn't play with. That was the game where he didn't play with a striker and didn't play with a CDM either, did he?
Nope.
It's Czech Republic. They've got a man over.
Oh,
he's got a score. Oh, what a tackle
defending
by De Ligt. World-class tackle by De Ligt. That should be 1-0 there.
Great defending that. Fair play. Look how many bodies they've got forward there. Was there like seven Czech players there in and around the 18-yard box?
Was it a tackle or did he put it over the bar?
No, I think he blocked it. No,
yeah, he blocked it, yeah. Celebrated it like he'd scored.
Yeah, definitely a corner anyway. Oh,
Aanholt.
Is that Dumfries or who's
Van
Aanholt?
Yeah, if you've got any topics to discuss at half time, we're happy to do that. Any debate topics? We did team of the tournament so far yesterday. Oh,
hooked away.
Czech Republic have certainly. This is what I mean. I can see this going to extra time again.
Oh, here we go.
Although Mallon, he's messed it up.
Again, it's a shocking touch. Slowing it down.
You just need to be a bit careful because this game could go very much the Italian-Austria game. Austria were not a bad side and the Czech Republic are not a bad side. He could have took the tumble there. Dumfries. He could have took a dive there.
He could have. I was thinking the very same. Yeah, he's very honest.
I would have gone down. I'd have gone down like the Titanic. People are saying brilliant that he stayed on his feet. I'd have dived. At least I'm honest. There's people in the chat who are saying, no, I wouldn't have dived. I would have dived.
Sometimes I think it depends on if I was going to be through one goal or not. So in that scenario, I probably would have gone down because I wasn't be getting the shot away anyway.
I'd have just gone down for the rest. I haven't got great energy these days. Oh, touch me, ref. Oh, get me some water.
Would you at least have a look at VAR, mate? At least blow the whistle for me.
Yeah.
Have a look.
He's playing on, you bastard. I've got to get back in position now, you shit. 5 minutes to half time, 0-0. Not another 0-0 at half time.
Not according to RTE, it isn't.
Yeah. That's still. If you're watching RTE, they've still got 20 minutes to go.
Just do a water break anytime now.
What do they do in RTE then when they walk off early?
Just play dumb. Just play dumb.
Yeah, if you're in Ireland, we figured out that they actually have got their timers wrong, which means that when the ref blows the whistle, RT decide to give it a good 5 seconds head start or something before they click it.
But they actually kick. I think the clock is just set wrong. It's not a second. Somewhere along the line, all these little milliseconds that it's off add up, and the time begins to straight. Like, what have you got there now? And I've paused this.
40 and 20.
I'm on 40:06, and I've paused it for a few seconds.
Yeah. But your TV is showing Mallon chasing him in the corner.
Yeah, just now. It's gone out for a throw, yeah.
Yeah, so you're right for the footage. You're just wrong for the time.
He said, don't ask me to sync anything over the tournament. That's what we've learned here.
Yeah, if you sync with Craig's watch, it's still Saturday night.
Da-da-da-dum, dee-dee-dee-da-dee-da-da-da. I knew the whole dance to that, by the way. All of it.
Yeah, there are some weird guys who do know that.
Oh, it's such a crush on her, mate. On Wakefield. Such a crush, yeah.
She was nice.
Da-da-da-da.
Wonder what she looks like now. Google search.
Still good. Still good.
She's Swedish.
Oh,
she's an Italian dance act fronted by... No, Wakefield was an Italian dance act fronted by Danish singer Sanny Charlen Carlson. Yeah, so it's a bit different now.
I mean, we talked about one-hit wonders before, and I know she had a couple of others, but, you know, another belter. It's a proper 90s song, that one.
Yeah. She was... she didn't look half bad then.
And what was the other one around that time? All That She Wants Is Another Baby. She's Gone Tomorrow. That was in and around the same time. Yeah. Most depressing video ever, by the way. Just black and white depressed.
It was all about, I wanted another baby, yeah. Tell you I liked the Cardigans. Love me, say that you love me. She was a bit like that. Wakefield. Blonde. I bet they were Swedish. Cardigans. Oh, it's showing me men in bloody cardigans now.
What's your man's name? The comedian, John, the English guy, John Richardson. Just immediately think of him when you say cardigans.
Cardigans band. A Swedish rock band formed in Sweden. Yeah.
Oh, he's off, surely. Surely he was off. No, they've given the
offside. They're still going, the old Cardigans.
Nice miles off.
Erase and rewind. Rock set, rest in peace. Yeah. Craig seems like such a nice, funny guy. I just wonder what went so wrong in his life to make him support Liverpool, says Sean Atwood.
You know, people often ask me about that, and it's a really weird scenario. It wasn't family influence or anything like that, because my dad...
It was Story supporting, wasn't it? You're 39, actually, so you're roughly around the same age as me, and I know what went on in the late 80s. Liverpool won and everything. Be honest.
No, genuinely, I'll tell you the exact game that did it. It was when Arsenal beat us 2-0 at Anfield and won the First Division title. You remember that game?
Vote. Yeah, I loved it.
I just fell in love. I was a young 8-9-year-old watching that. My parents were at a friend's house, and I was just watching that game. Just fell in love. Fell in love with the cop and the ground, and yeah, it was a loss that made me fall in love with Liverpool. Weirdly enough.
That was such a weird thing, because I think I always at the time, because I was so young, I thought it was like a playoff for the thing, but it wasn't. They actually played each other last game of the season, Liverpool and Arsenal, last game of the season, and Arsenal needed to win, and they needed to win by 2 goals. If they'd won 1-0, Liverpool would have won the title on, I presume, goal difference. And it's just weird how it happened. They were playing the last game of the season, and Arsenal needed to score 2 goals to win by 2 goals to win it. And Steve McMahon is there, the Liverpool captain or player, and he's like, goes to the touchline and he goes, 2 minutes. And then Michael Thomas runs through and scores.
And then ends up at Liverpool.
Yeah.
But the weird thing was, what I really liked was that Anfield stood and applauded Arsenal off the pitch. Claude, God rest his soul, used to always say that to me whenever we spoke as well, that he always appreciated Liverpool for that they clapped Arsenal off.
Thing is, I know a lot of Liverpool fans who are around my age, and they were very much glory supporters because Wimbledon beat them in the FA Cup in 1988, which was a shock. I think that stopped them winning the double. You lost that Arsenal game, I think stopped you winning the double because that was the year of Hillsborough, wasn't it? Was it 89 or was it 88?
That game was...
I think it was 89, I think it was after Hillsborough.
Oh, free kick out.
I think it was 89. David Rocastle was a fantastic player, taken way too soon. I think he was only 31. I think it was a few weeks after Hillsborough, that Arsenal-Liverpool thing. I might be wrong. Blind is slow, says Benedict. He does all right. Jim White, yellow tie. Helmy, thank you. Craig, would you ever consider changing teams? Well, who does that?
No, of course not. For me, it's about more than just the football. It's about the Irish emigrating to Liverpool, the boat from Dublin to Liverpool. There's so much more to it for me than just.
There's more to Ireland than this. There's more to Ireland than this.
I think the Scots and the Irish are very, very similar.
Well, Manchester's got a massive... offside anyway. Van Aanholt. We've got to get a goal. You said there was a goal in this 20 minutes ago.
Yep, I did. We haven't done the goal ballometer at any point.
No.
I think, right, I'll go bold here. I'm going to say there's going to be a goal inside the first 7 minutes of the second half, and it's going to be for the Netherlands.
I think it's got extra time written all over it, this game. I said it this morning. Good play by Memphis, good cross, and Van Aanholt was offside and missed anyway. What do you want us to do at half time? I want a good debate at half time, so let us know. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner, and we are doing Belgium Portugal at 8 o'clock.
Ref's blown up now, and RT have it as 148.
Yeah, that was wrong. I don't know. It took my timer off now, though. They're very quick here. Daley Blind plays with a pacemaker in his heart.
So yeah, same thing that Christian Eriksen had installed. I actually read up on this the other day, so it can do 3 different things. So 3 different levels of shock that I can do. It can just reset a rhythm, or it can go to basically a full-on defibrillator. It's amazing, the technology, isn't it? It really is.
Well, it's funny because it's like that episode of Homeland, isn't it? Have you ever watched Homeland?
No.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a spoiler, but there's a guy in Homeland and he has a pacemaker, and these terrorists get hold of the Wi-Fi code for it and basically kill him by messing around. Is that the thing
with Claire Danes in it?
Yeah. So they basically, it's well worth a watch. Homeland. They control the pacemaker basically and kill him, which I presume, I don't know because I don't know how it works, but I presume these pacemakers that everyone has, if it's capable of doing a shock, how does it run out of battery? How does it know what to do? It must be controlled by Wi-Fi or something. I don't know whether that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying as well. I'd be taking a guess, but it is just amazing that such technology exists.
Let's do top 5 pundits because it is the Euros.
Oh, I like that.
There's a lot of pundits floating around at the moment. Top 5 favourite YouTubers. Well, we'd have to do like from 3 to 5 because we do.
It's all Jack, mate. That's the answer. It's all Jack, mate. Every single one of them. Jack, mate. Jack, mate. Jack, mate.
Why have you done it before?
No. The pundits is a great shout, though. That's a really good one. Let's
do pundits. Oh yeah, yours would be Jack, mate. He's trying to get on the Happy Hour podcast. He messaged me the other day again. He messaged me the other day asking me to go down. I said I can't. I'm too busy.
I've given up. I think he's just going to block me at this point, like, and rightly so. I'd block me as well.
Dumfries covered every patch of the glass, quality attacking fullback. He's fantastic, Mitchell. I mean, I would take him at United, but the problem with taking him at United is, he'd be benching Wan-Bissaka, wouldn't he? Let's do some top 5 pundits. What I like to do is write a few candidates down, first of all. Should we do past and present as well? Can we do past and present as well? Sort of like, because I really like Lampard. And actually, Lampard's on at the moment. He's been on the IT. I like Lampard as a pundit. I think he's really good.
I think Ali McCoist is amazing.
So you're going McCoist. I'm going to put Lampard in and we'll debate it. What about, well, we've got one of each here. Neville and Carragher. Do you like them as pundits?
Do you know, I do, but I think that Jamie Carragher has gone a little bit too much trying to be unbiased. I do like them. I do think they're both very knowledgeable. I do think that they've upped. I think Monday Night Football has upped the levels of football punditry. If I'm being honest, I think it's a good show.
I think they're. I'd put them in there as a. I wouldn't put them as individuals. I'd put them as a pair. I like them on Monday Night Football. I agree with you. I think what they did for the Super League was fantastic, and I think that they're two pundits that really do resonate with the sort of social media world as well. They're very good on that. But does that make, we're talking pundits here, you know. Like, is it to be entertained or is it on football knowledge? Because I like Micah Richards as well. Well, I suppose that's the subjective thing here. We're talking about top 5 pundits. Let's have that conversation because it might not be about that. One thing I think we can all rest easy is that Jermaine Genius doesn't get in on entertainment or football knowledge. I think he's the worst. We should do worst as well.
But yeah, we'll be the next match of the day host.
Yeah, is he? Yeah, well, yeah, is he going to be the next? Yeah, he will be. Yeah. I don't know why. He's been on the One Show, everything. Like, I'd put Micah Richards, like you say. I think he's good. Alan Shearer wouldn't be able to pull it off, to be fair.
Right, he's good.
Who?
Ian Wright. I like Ian Wright.
Yeah, he could present, I think. Top 5 pundits. Right. So yeah, what do we think about Carragher and Neville? Should we put them in for the moment just to start the debate?
As you said, though, we have to put them in as a duo and not individuals.
Yeah. I do agree with Gary Neville. When he first came along the scene, he was really refreshing, but I think he realised that, you know, he can't just slag Liverpool off all the time. So he's become quite balanced, and that then makes him, you know.
But I don't want them to be balanced. I don't want them to. I want them to be. I think
that's what makes him so good, that he is balanced, and I think that I don't think their football knowledge is that great either.
Let's be honest. Like,
I think they're vulnerable.
The scenarios like who wants to be the next Gary Neville, or nobody grew up wanting to be Gary Neville. Like that's the stuff we love.
Yeah,
that's fun. I mean,
yeah. When they're running across the pitch and they're having their running race, I like them as a pair. I think I'd put them in as a pair. The best thing about Carragher and Neville is Carragher and Neville. Individually, you get stuff out of Carragher's gob, like you can't pick Pogba and Bruno can't play together. Well, actually they can. And I'm sure Gary Neville said things as well that are not quite right. Like Gary Neville the other day on Twitter. I think England should play a back 5 and 2 holding midfielders against Germany. Get out, Gary. That's not what we want to hear. So, you know, but I think that makes them likable as well because they do make mistakes. But yeah, I'd put them as a pair.
I've got 3 for you, but 2 of them are managers. I've always
what about Roy Keane? Quickly before I get.
Nah, he's too much of a no. He just wants too much. He's a clickbait merchant. It's not a clip merchant. Sorry, to me, that's what I see with him. He's just angry for the sake of it at times.
I do like Roy Keane. He's my favourite United player of my life.
I love him as a footballer. But
I do also think that if he's in a mood, it can be a red top and he'll argue it's blue. And I think that it's funny to watch. But when he's proper, I think he's a good pundit. But I think he can be a little bit like Eamon Dunphy, which you like. So I think he's going for the whole Eamon Dunphy.
Yeah, but Dunphy could be drunk, or you never knew what was going on there with him, to be fair. I've got 3 for you. 2 of them managers who do a bit of punditry, and one of them a former player. I think Arsene Wenger is an outstanding pundit whenever I see him on anything, because you get that amazing insight. Mourinho shows his more likeable side when he's a pundit. And I think Thierry Henry can be excellent as well.
I don't know whether he's on this year, but there's a foreign pundit. I think he's normally on the BBC. I can't think of his bloody name that I always really like, and I can't think who it is. Somebody in the live chat will get it. I don't like I don't like Mourinho because he always bitches about things from his past. What about some of the ladies? Alex Scott, she's been mentioned as well. Emma Hayes has been mentioned.
Emma Hayes is brilliant. She's brilliant. That's the Chelsea manager, yeah? The Chelsea ladies manager. I think she's... Is that her? She's fantastic. There's a couple of others who we haven't had James Richardson either, or Julian Laurent, or Raphael Honigstein. I mean, if you're talking about like the likes of the Champions League, the BT Gold Show, some great punditry on there.
It's hard because I know I'm the best. So, you know, I'm having to be humble here. But I do... Thing is, though, I probably like you, Craig. I do think if they put me on a panel show, I would not show them up, but I'd hold my own. I think
you're right. And I would say the same about myself.
But they'd hate it. They'd absolutely hate it. They would not respect you. They would not like it. They wouldn't like it at all.
No, I wouldn't be holding these pieces of papers, and you wouldn't be telling me what I can and can't say. Not a hope. I'm going to tell it as it is.
And they do. They've got people in their ear. They've got bits of paper about stats. It's so scripted at that level because it has to be. It's not a criticism. But if you're on Match of the Day like this lot now, they've got people in their ear. They've got little bits of paper in front of them. They've got screens telling them stats. It's very scripted because it has to be, because they can't have somebody like De Jong sat there now going, you know what, I don't really rate that Malin. He's a bit dodgy at Arsenal, and he's a bit in and out. They'll be like, no, we don't want that. We don't want any negative stuff. Laura Woods is good, says Jack Rankin. Yeah. Jim White is not really a pundit; he's a presenter. Rio Ferdinand.
He's a bit hit and miss. He can be good. He seems like a nice guy, to be fair.
I think the thing for Ferdinand with me and some United fans is when he's like Ollie, is that bit where he's like, get that. He sort of goes over the top. He tries to be a little bit. I think because he is very aware of social media, he sort of tries to be a bit social media sometimes. And it's like, you don't need to be, Rio. You're an ex-England and Manchester United player who's won everything. Sometimes just take a chill pill and,
He lost me when he had a little pop of the Newcastle fans over Mike Ashley.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Newcastle thing was silly. And also the Solskjaer thing always gets clipped for, get the pen, get the paper and sign him up. But, that's just enthusiasm. That's probably his personality, like you say. Scholes, I liked him when Van Gaal was in charge. I just think he, to be honest, I don't like a lot of Man United players as pundits because they have very different opinions to me, which is great. I always love different opinions, but they all seem to be very like the club, really. They're very pro what the club are doing, promoting from within, and I don't really like that. So for me, I think people outsiders probably like ex-United players more than probably I do. I mean, I love them as players, but I don't always agree with their opinion, which turns them off. For me, I like Lampard. I've always liked Lampard as a pundit. I find Shearer's a bit... I don't mind Shearer. I can't stand Jermaine Genius. I think he's shit, and I think he doesn't research, and I don't think he watches games. When he talks about United, it's like it's the first time he's watched them. And if he has watched them, he's only watched the 10-minute highlights, because he'll talk about something and he'll go, you can't be watching United, mate. You can't have ever watched United to come out with stuff like that.
I can't be arsed with Lee Dixon and Martin Keown either, by the way. Too dull. Too biased as well.
Yeah.
What about Savage?
I don't mind Robbie Savage, actually. He gets a lot of stick. As a pundit, I don't mind him. Commentary, we could do top five commentators, but I don't like. I don't mind Jamie Redknapp. He's all right. You know what? I'm going to be really controversial. I don't mind Souness at times. I think he's a bit like Roy Keane, but obviously,
have you seen how well he's looking? By the way, my God, 68 years of age. Graham Souness, he's looking magnificent.
He just doesn't like United, so he ends up pissing United fans off. Yeah, well, he doesn't like Pogba, yeah, but that's what makes him not very likable for United fans. But actually, sometimes he's absolutely spot on things, and then he's miles off. Ali McCoist, a lot of people talk about Ali McCoist. Because I don't listen to a lot of commentary, I can't really talk about commentators.
Ali McCoist is like, he's so full of enthusiasm and childhood exuberance about the game. You can tell he just loves football. He really is top notch. I mean, if we're talking about, I know we're going back and forth. Clive Tilsley, right up there for me.
Mika Richards is a breath of fresh air, brings a bit of fun to it, which is good. I don't think his career was that great, and I don't think his football knowledge is that great, but his personality is a breath of fresh air in relation.
Love him.
You need that.
I love him. Have you seen him and Cara together on Celebrity Goggle Box?
No.
That's brilliant. It's class. Mika Richards is definitely someone you'd love to go out for a drink with.
I mean, Mika Rich is a bit like you, and I'm a bit like Lampard. I've got the intellect, looks, and football knowledge, and you're just a breath of fresh air and a laugh.
How many youth caps have you got for your country, mate?
Have you got
zero? Cap? It's fuck all, is it? Oh, sorry, mate. I wouldn't
here we go. But you're just as bad as them now. So basically, you're saying if you've been a footballer, your opinion's more important than the fans.
No, I'm just flat out saying I know more about football, mate. I'm not hiding behind it. I'm just flat out saying it. There's no innuendo involved here.
I totally disagree, and this is one thing I will never agree on. I back my opinion against anybody's, which is what everybody should do, actually.
Exactly, and I respect you for that. You've got to. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the confidence to sit here and do what we do.
Will says, can you shout out my granddad? He's called Jed. There you go.
Both of us now scanning our brains, trying to think of where the baiting is in this conversation.
Yeah. And Mark, could it be possible United going in for Camavinga is just trying to put pressure on PSG to make a panic buy so that in the meantime United focus on Varane? We need Varane more than Camavinga, says Ronald Jacob. Yeah, or maybe they want him. Maybe they want him to do it so they don't get Pogba.
Peter Drury, some good shouts in there for him as well. Another great football commentator. I mean, John Motson. I mean, if we're talking about football commentators, it's got to be.
I always loved Barry Davies. I always liked Barry Davies for some reason. Motson was good. Mark should do Mark versus Craig football quiz. Yeah, I'd win. Silence, you see, he knows.
Well, who knew about Marlon there, pal? Do you know what I mean?
Craig, not you. Connor knew.
How the hell? Well, yeah, but I informed my decision by taking in the information and storing it. Do you know what I mean?
I've already won anyway. Everyone will back me up on this because the reason I support Arsenal, the reason I support Liverpool is because when Arsenal beat us in '88, when I think you'll find it's '89.
I didn't say '88, so I think you'll find you need to.
I'll get the clip. I'm going to clip that. Clip, guy.
Clip. Do it. Do it.
Oh, I don't like the outside of the whose ground's that? Is that
the push?
Oh no, that's Sevilla. That's Sevilla. That is.
Oh yeah, it's not a great stadium, to be honest. I mean, if you want to go on a football trip to Spain, I've been told reliably by Graham Hunter to get down to Bilbao. It's supposed to be stunning the way they've redone in and around the ground and stuff.
That's the sad thing about COVID is the ability to travel has just been taken away from us for a long time. Players are coming out second half, so that was a good chat. We never really established who the top 5 pundits are, but we certainly did go through a lot of them. To answer your question about pacemakers, they'll have to be replaced when the battery runs too low. I'll need one for Portugal versus Belgium later, says Pete Toledo 81. Can they be controlled by Wi-Fi if you've got the password, though, like they do on Homeland? That's the main thing. And we never established who the foreign pundit was that used to come on for the World Cups and stuff on the BBC. He was definitely on the BBC.
When you say foreign, do you mean European or like...
Well, I don't know who it is, but I just remember I always used to think, they were good. It wasn't Vieira. It wasn't Gerrard, although, he is hard to understand. I don't think it was Klinsmann. I can't think who it was. It wasn't Bilic. Not Fabregas. I don't. They might not be on this year. They might have been like from 4 or 8 years ago.
Don't even ask me to sing second half, ladies and gentlemen. Mark will answer those questions.
Wasn't ever, no way. Hi, Mark. Why on earth did you find that other guy, says Jenks? Anfield Agenda. Tonight on Twitch, I'm on Twitch tonight as well, 11 o'clock on Goldbridge TV. We've got another Euro chat tonight at 11 o'clock, so make sure you tune in for that as well. It wasn't Gus Poyet, it wasn't Hasselbank, it wasn't Del Piero, it wasn't Klinsmann. It might have been Klinsmann, I don't think it was. I like Vialli. If the name comes out, I'll be like, yeah, that was him. Got a feeling they might have been... it wasn't Mendieta. I'm trying to think who it was. I can't think who it was. I really did like them, though.
I think I tend to like pundits who just have a bit of childishness in them and are up for a bit of fun. I think they're all too rigid at times.
Oh, yellow card for Dumfries there, leading with the elbow. He's not happy about it. Craig says we'll get a goal in the first 7 minutes. We're about to hit 45 minutes and 35 seconds. 36,
RT are still on the ball.
38, 39, 40.
It'll be interesting to see how they lose 13
I don't know
seconds.
how that is a yellow because it doesn't even connect with him. Oh, he does, yeah. Well, you can sort of see why.
See, for me there, though, There was no movement of the arm towards the face. That was just leverage to me.
He's hurt himself though. Dieter Hamann, but it wasn't him.
He's on RT quite.
I think it was Leonardo. I think it was Leonardo actually. Brian K.
Oh, good shout.
Give him a Mars bar. I think it was Leonardo. Yeah, I think it was. And if it wasn't, it was somebody like that. Yeah.
Nope. Look like they're going to have to be forced into a change here.
Yeah. Is it Kufal? No.
Yeah, he's not right there, is he? You can see he's in pain and a bit disoriented. And in this day and age, you can't be too careful. I was actually listening to something the other day about Brian O'Driscoll was talking about one of the Lions tours to South Africa. I think it might have been 04 maybe. He's basically saying he doesn't remember half the fucking game. He was so concussed.
Who's that?
Brian O'Driscoll about one of the Lions tours to South Africa. Malin has a bit of fight about him. I like this. I like that attribute he has.
Do you used to like Alan Hansen?
In which way? As a player, or I don't really remember much of him as a player, to be honest. Yes and no. I did, but then sometimes, like Graham Souness, he'd have a bit of a howler on something.
I think it's a very hard thing to do because I think, well, as you know, we're not pundits, but it is a very hard thing to do to be a pundit because, you know, you're going to get things wrong. Slaven Bilic, it wasn't him, though. It was Leonardo, I think. I'm Australian. In Australia, Thomas Sorensen or Mark Bosnich are our two best. This is Cole Ferguson. Sorensen, imagine him being... What's he doing in Australia, then? He's Danish, isn't he?
Oh, some of the punditry that they have in America, by the way, is absolute pony of the highest order.
Steve Nicol, Shaka Hislop and Craig Burley. Oh, I'd rather have Kay Burley. He's terrible. The thing is as well, I don't know whether they do it with all clubs. You get Steve Nicol and Craig Burley giving opinion on United, and you're like, what? Who are you? Shut up. You've got no idea about Man United, and they start going on about absolute blathering crap.
I don't even want him to give an opinion on Liverpool, mate. Steve Nicol, his opinions are just horrendous.
Dumfries. Oh, he's got to take...
He's pushed the wide again. Thank God nobody mentioned the two dinosaurs in Doha, by the way. With respect to everybody in the chat.
Oh, Keys and Gray.
Yeah, thank well played, everybody.
He still pops up on Twitter every now and again with a comment.
He's an arsehole.
Yeah. They had Football World on lockdown, didn't they? They got too big for the boots. They had it on lockdown. It was Monday night was them, Keys and Gray, and then they were doing all the presenting and everything, and yeah, they just got too big for their boots, and rightly so. Booted.
That's one of my dream gigs, by the way. Being sport, living in Doha, tax free.
Yeah, they've got a good job. They were the originals, though. I mean, when I think back when I was younger, that was what it was. Andy Gray commentating and Richard Keys presenting.
Yeah, when I think of the Olympiacos goal Stephen Gerrard scored, oh, you beauty, Andy Gray. So it's just, as you said, they did get to a point where their views, and I think their views on more than football, were a bit old-fashioned.
Cole Ferguson says Sorensen finished his career in Australia and just stayed there. And welcome to the Members Club, Wallio. Thanks very much for that, man. Elton Wellesby, if you know, you know.
Craig is crap. Go fuck yourself.
I like the way you get drawn into the trolls still. I just ignore.
No, I like to stand my ground, mate, on everything. I've forgotten more about football than that lad will ever know about the game. So crap my arse, mate. How about that?
Will we get a goal?
Oh, he means Craig Burley. You're a gentleman, mate. My sincere apologies. That's what doesn't do it. Oh, mate, I owe you an apology. Because you're spot on. Craig Burley is crap. I mean, Sorry, mate. I owe you an apology.
Yeah, but Craig Burley's probably watching, crying, going, "I know more. I've forgotten more than you know."
No, he hasn't, though. Let's be honest. We'll all agree on that one together. Oh my God.
What a prat.
That was it. That was my goal.
Alan.
That was my 7-minute goal. Ruined.
He's through 1-on-1. You know what he needed there? He needed a Goldbridge circle. What is it? R1 and circle. Little chip. Get some ketchup out. I'd have buried that.
Handball. That's a handball.
He might get a red. Why is he not getting a yellow? Why is he not getting a red?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know about that.
He's got to look at that. That's a red card for me. He's pulled it back, and the player's
deliberate as hell. That was.
You can't review a yellow card, can you?
Here.
Oh, come on.
He's got Harlem Globetrotters.
That's a red. That is. He's through 1-on-1. Well, now they're going to. Well, here. I mean, to be fair, the run by Malin was very good, but what's he doing? Good goalkeeping, though.
Yeah, fair play to the keeper.
That is I think Delit's got away with one there.
How is that not denying a clear goal scoring opportunity?
They might review it for a red. They're not going to.
Oh, he's a lucky boy. Kufal over this. Oh, hang on. No, he is.
Oh, here we go. Potential red card check. Gotta be.
It has to be. Now that would shake it up.
Delit will be crapping himself here. His arse is going to be going like a butterfly, like a bunny's nose. Well, at least it's been reviewed. He's well.
The longer it goes on, yeah, he's checking.
Oh, Delit. He will be absolutely terrified.
Yeah, he's gone.
Is it a red for Delit? What? Yeah, no, I thought it was straight away, and I like the Dutch and I like him, but
if I'm the referee here, I'm walking over like Conor McGregor, full on strolling over to the screen.
Well, look, I can't change my mind. I said first view red card. You said first view red card. I haven't changed my mind. Look how they paused
it. He's like scooping it here. And look, the nearest Daley Blind, probably the nearest defender, and he's not catching him.
And as we know, Daley Blind ain't catching him. He's gonna. He thinks it's a foul. He thinks he's been fouled. That's what it is.
He slipped.
There's no foul.
He slipped. He's gone down there. If anything, he's fouling your man. He's gone here. Watch. Whistle blow. Yep. Signal. Bye-bye.
Red. He's giving him a red. Oh, Delit won't believe it. It's a red card for Delit.
I think it's the right decision. Well, as you said, both of our gut instincts were
Football
red.
Can change like that. It can change like that. I feel sorry for him, but I know it's a red. And the reason I feel sorry for him is we've all been in that situation. He's been knocked over and he's just reactionarily pulled it away. I disagree with Edward Brown. I don't think he did it on purpose. I just think it's one of those. He's gone down and he's reacted.
Oh, it's 100%.
But it's 100%
what he was doing. It's a split-second decision. Like,
well, I said there might be a shock. There'd be a shock in the last 16. What an opportunity! I still think it will go full time. It will go full time. I still think it will go extra time.
Here we go. Good opportunity. It's from the free as well.
What first real big could spoil the game, says Lynn Hall. Straight into the wall with the free kick. And again, the Dutch have got so much pace. Kufal gets booked. Dutch have got to get in there now. If he did it in the box, it would only be a yellow. Should have waited, says Dane Grayson. I personally think he thinks, you know, when players go down when they're fouled and they grab the ball, I think that's what he was doing. I think he's thought, oh, this is a foul. I'm going to get a foul. And, you know, it changes the game big time, Greg.
It does. I don't think it was a foul on him. I think he slipped, and as he was going down, he didn't, you know, there was collision between the two of them. But you're right. It was a split-second thing. He wasn't, he didn't, I don't think he was doing it to stop your man getting through. I just think it was a natural reaction.
Of course, Boubacar makes the most important point, and it's not going to be lost on anybody, is it? That if Malen scored that chance, De Ligt never would have been sent off.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it was best chance of the game by far, and came from good play by himself.
It might be Malen who's sacrificed as well.
That's a big call.
Well, the manager is probably not happy with him, because that premise comes on and Malen goes off. And to be honest, I'm like that as a coach as well. I would have been the bloody prat. If he'd have scored that goal, which he should have scored, that never would have happened, because it was literally second straight after it as well.
Would you be switching up systems now? Or would you be... See, I hate sacrifice
they've gone 4 at the back, haven't they? They were playing 5 at the back, so they'll go 4 at the back. Definitely.
I still think the Netherlands will win this, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Czech Republic's game plan would not have been to attack much, would it? We really should be making the final if we win on Tuesday. The Dutch are the only other big threat, and there's not much for us to worry about so far, says Owen Stanley. I don't think you can map a route to the final. I don't think you can. I think what this game shows you is that one little mistake can be very costly at this level.
By the way, again, I want to reiterate my apology to that gentleman earlier on. I was in the wrong. If I'm in the wrong, I'm always happy to put my hands up. I mean, it was fair to see why. I seen Craig is crap and just thought, all right, there's not many of us about. But I was in the wrong.
Or just don't react to trolls.
No, but I like it. I do. I'm an emotional dude. You're far more chill than me, and as you said, your background in your previous job gives you, you know, better probably tools to deal with this. I'm an emotional person, mate. I do get baited rather easily, but sometimes I enjoy it.
I think this will go to extra time. I think the Dutch will. I agree with Lynn. I think this is bad for the game, because the Dutch will just sit and look to hit on the break. And the Czech Republic are not really that good on the attack.
Where's Quincy Promes playing now, by the way? He was linked to us at one point. Did he go to... He's not at Atletico,
is he? Ajax, isn't he?
I think he moved somewhere.
I think he's at Ajax.
Vague recollections of Atletico, but I could be absolutely wrong on this one.
I know he's at Spartak Moscow.
Yes, I knew he'd moved somewhere.
Yeah, went there in... Wait, I think he must have gone there in January, actually. 2021, he was still at Ajax. February the 4th, 24th.
Strange move, that, isn't it?
And he'd been there before. He's been
Must
around
enjoyed himself.
29. He's been at 20, Go Ahead Eagles, Spartak, Sevilla, Ajax, and back at Spartak.
Someone said he stabbed someone?
I don't know.
A couple of people actually mentioned that in the chat.
Yeah.
That's, certainly not something we'll be commenting on any further, but, there you go. Another opportunity came to nothing. Anybody stand out for you, player of the tournament so far? Any obvious contenders?
I still think I thought he was very good yesterday as well. I know he got an assist and made a brilliant last-ditch tackle. I still think Spinazzola for me has been very, very consistent. I mean, I might be saying Ronaldo at 10 o'clock tonight. He's got 5 goals in 3 games. All right, 2 have been penalties, but
he very much is a big game player. I'll always give him that. Like, he is the epitome of a big game player.
What's going on here now? Something else going on now. Penalty check.
All right. What? If you're Dutch now, you're fuming, aren't you?
Yeah, you're fuming. He's just play on.
Those Baldies always get it right in the end.
Check over. It's over for the check's over for Czech Republic. No penalty, says English Stacey. Half an hour to go. I really hope we get a goal in 90 minutes. This will be a hard watch if it goes extra time. I'm not a big fan of red cards. I mean, doesn't mean someone does a 2 foot. I don't say it's a red, but it can have a bad impact on a game.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday Wilson's red card, we all agree, was farcical, but it didn't really have much of an impact on the outcome. That's the only thing we can say on that one.
Well, I can think of a couple of occasions with England. 98 against Argentina, Beckham got sent off right at the start of the second half. That went all the way to penalties. 2006 against Portugal, Rooney got sent off. That went all the way to penalties. It can have a very predictable impact on the game. It can make it quite dull. 61 and 35 seconds, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Is RTE gone already?
Yeah.
Sack the top. RTE are getting absolutely exposed here for having something wrong with their match clock. Where have they got it from?
I
Probably
don't know.
using Snaz off Twitter like I used to.
What gets me is that I've noticed it from the start of the tournament, and how whoever's in control, or whoever is the director of this, doesn't figure it out, I don't know.
You know, RTE, when they've been setting up their Euros thing, they've used their budget on something, haven't they? And they've gone, we haven't got a timer. Oh, just download an extra from bloody OBS or something like that.
Mate, you should see the state of the chairs that they have in the studio. They're like somebody's forgotten and nicked it out of somebody's conservatory.
Would people be watching it anyway? Do you not have UTV or BBC?
We do, but on my Skybox, the ITV and stuff, they're in the other channel, so you can't pause them or anything. So when I'm doing stuff with you, I don't like to do that in case there's a time difference.
Would people mainly, if it's on RTE, would their viewing figures with crap, or would people just watch it because it's Irish?
I think it depends what part of the country you're in. You know, if you've got Serview, which is our free view stuff, or who's the pundits as well, I think is really important.
Who's the pundits on RTE?
We've got Richie Sadler today, Kevin Doyle, and I can't remember who else off the top of my head, but I do like Richie Sadler. I think he's a very good pundit.
Did he play football?
It's like a younger Eamon Dunphy. He did, yeah, he played at Millwall. And he has one Irish cap, which whenever he goes on a TV show, they love to wind him up about.
Does RTE show everything then? Or is it shared with anyone else?
No, I think what you used to remember is TV3. The Champions League coverage is split between the two.
Oh, late tackle there. Come on, let's have a goal in this. Damien Duffy's good, says Even Scannell.
Oh, yes, Duffy's on there, yeah. I do like Duffer. He really is. I find it funny that his mum used to still give him the allowance when he was playing. Even at Chelsea, his mum took care of the money from him, made sure that he wasn't overspending. Proper Irish mammy.
He's got a score. Oh, what a block. What a prat. Dumfries is having a worldie here. He's having a worldie. He's made a really good block there because that was going in the bottom corner, but that should be a bloody goal. That should be a goal. Got to score that one.
Absolutely. A bit of elevation on it, and that's a goal.
Elevation. Woo. Woo. You too?
I don't actually like you two.
Don't you?
No.
A lot of Irish people don't like you two.
It's because Bono's a twat. Good music and all, don't get me
Irish
wrong.
What do you like? The Cause?
Yeah. I mean, Jim Corr, another bit of a nutcase to say, but we talked about Bewitched the other day, Boys Own, Westlife, the Cranberries.
Yeah, they were good. I like the Cranberries.
Gavin James. Some good Irish rap artists as well, believe it or not.
The Script.
Yeah, Script, fans of your show.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they are. I think the lead singer is. The Nolan Sisters. I'm in the mood for dancing, romancing.
Yeah, look, our country has apologised for them on numerous occasions.
They're on the bloody telly over here all the time. The Loose Women and all that. The Beatles are the best Irish band. The Cranberries were good. Jedward. Yeah, we don't talk about them, Mario.
Yeah, no, God, no.
My timer's gone black now. Don't know whether anyone else's has.
Not hearing RTE.
RTE's laughing now. They're going, swivel on it. We might be a little bit slow, but ours doesn't disappear. It's just disappeared. RTE have got some whiz kid to go and take down ITV's timer. We're getting bantered here. We might be behind, but it stays up. It's gone. It's completely gone. I can't sync because it's gone, Jack. I've got no timer now.
He who laughs last laughs longest.
Corner. It's still not back. What's going on with the timers?
This is probably the most RTE have ever been mentioned anyway.
They're loving it. We've probably got more viewers. We've probably got more viewers than RTE, actually.
You'll be on there next week now.
Hey, this is really interesting, actually. Let's see if we can find it on Twitter. This will make you. This shows you the power of like what we're doing on YouTube. Let me find it. It's a corner for the Czechs. Let me just watch that first because I'd love to see a goal. Oh no, they've messed it up.
To stay in, yeah.
They need to find a goal from somewhere. Here I've got it now.
Free kick to the Czechs here, wide right.
Scoreline's gone, yeah. You can sync in with Craig if you want. But just add about 15 seconds on, maybe 20 by now.
Yeah, I would. I mean, probably best to say, I'll let you know when he kicks the free kick.
What minute are you in?
No. There's a goal.
It's a goal. It's Schick. It's not Schick. They've got the goal. Czech Republic take the lead, and the Dutch are going out.
Oh my goodness, that is wow. I mean, fair play to them. I said to you earlier on, they were getting bodies forward. Oh,
that red card is a problem.
And
it's a very big problem
for Marlon as well.
It's behind the chair in my room in the corner. Behind the cushion. Well, it's across to the back post. He's headed it back in, and then he's on the back post. It never hits the ground, so it hits the back of the net.
Nothing to be looked at here either, by the way. No potential for this to be ruled out. 100% stands.
They might say something about a push, but I doubt that.
Shajini didn't even
Game's gone if that happens. The game is gone. Nearly 10,000 watching. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Well, down to 10 men. Down to 1-0. And it's not Schick who scored. I don't know what his name is. Not to pretend I do. Sinead O'Connor. It's not Sinead O'Connor. I don't know whether they're talking about Craig or not. You could pass as Sinead O'Connor. If you think about it, people think about Sinead O'Connor as, nothing compares to you in the early 90s. It's 30 years later now.
Which was actually a Prince song.
Yeah. Holes. He's got his hole. That's an Irish thing. People won't know that. That is an Irish thing.
Yeah. Did you get your hole?
I'm going out. I'm going out tonight to get my hole.
Or you're shifting if you're. Or will you meet him? You probably remember that one, do you? Will you meet her?
Yeah.
That was the.
When people say they're off out to get their hole, does that mean get a shag, or does it just mean get off with someone?
I know it means a hole. It means your shag. Yeah, it means you're looking for a ride. All right.
The filth I used to hang around with. I'm
not going to lie, mate. I look at my daughter now, who's 17, and I think you're so innocent. Honestly, when I was your age, love, the stuff I was getting up to.
I'm off to Coppers to get my hole.
That's where you're hung out, yeah. Police officers and nurses. That's all Copperface Jacks is full of.
Well, I knew the nurses were there. I was into banking then, so I used to go there on a Monday night and it'd be packed and it would probably be full of nurses.
Everybody that moved up to Dublin from outside Dublin ended up in Copperface Jacks. They have a musical called Copperface Jacks the Musical, by the way.
The great thing is, if you're Irish, like Copperface Jacks, I used to be in there quite a lot for 3 years. So, I
was a resident DJ about 15 doors up.
It's not like Bono used to hang around here. I mean, it's really a Poundland version. But if you are Irish, I did used to be in Copperface Jacks a lot.
And I was the resident DJ in the Vatican along the same street.
Yeah.
Which was the name of the nightclub, by the way.
It's a famous street in YouTube football world.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure Danny from the script has been up there a load of times in the pod as well, up the other end of the street, which I'm sure you remember.
It's a drinks break. Right, this is what I was going to tell you, though. This is quite interesting. So it's 1-0 to Czech Republic at the moment. I still think the Netherlands will score. I still think this will go to extra time. But this is really playing into a shock way or Germany way, because if the Dutch go out, I was envisaging a Dutch-German semi-final. Well, it can't be if the Dutch go out. So the winner of this game plays Denmark. If it's Czech Republic and Denmark, that means Czech Republic or Denmark are going to be in the semi-final.
Are we going to see 1992 all over again? Are we going to see the Danes actually coming and doing it?
I think the Danes are capable of beating anybody.
That Dahlberg goal was class yesterday.
Mark, can you please do a Griezmann maybe coming to United video? What? I've never heard anything about this.
Surely you wouldn't want them.
No, I don't. ITV clock has just hit 72 minutes exactly. 72 minutes and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 72 minutes and 10 seconds. So this was what I wanted to say. I saw this tweet the other day. Might be boring to some people, but to me, it was interesting. And it was from Victoria Derbyshire, who is a presenter for various things. She posted up the audience figures for Thursday's programmes from media monitoring services. So BBC News at 9 o'clock had 294,000 views. Sky News had 42,000. The BBC Newsnight had 286,000. BBC News at 1 o'clock had 2.4 million. But BBC News, Sky News at 9 o'clock had 42,000 views, right? The United Stand morning show had 120,000 views. So this shows you what YouTube is doing compared to mainstream media. But I'll guarantee you that Sky News, in its adverts, probably had Audi and everyone else chucking them 10, 20 grand for an advert for 42,000 people to see it. But on YouTube, you don't get anywhere near that. And yet the audiences are way bigger. And
you're called a diva if you have the gall to point out these type of things. Do you know what I mean? If you stand up for yourself in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I remember. I just think I'm proud of the audience that we've got here. We've got 10,000 people watching, and the reality is, mainstream media, all right, the big shows like BBC Match of the Day, things like that. But a lot of shows are not getting anywhere near what a lot of people are getting on YouTube and stuff. It just shows you the world's changing. Be very interesting to see if yourselves or the kickoff or somebody at any point, like if YouTube develops to a point where, somebody backs you guys to get the rights to a game. So you can actually do the game properly, show the game, comment on, that would be a very interesting to see going up against like a BBC or something. That would be very interesting. Yeah. They'd have to assemble a dream team. And I'd be knocking on the door trying to get in, and you'd need commentators. Banging. I don't know whether I'd be better on the half-time sort of Gary Lineker thing or I'd be better as the commentator. I think I'd probably be the Ali McCoy's type of over-enthusiastic, exuberant, happy-go-lucky commentator. And then there's somebody beside me who actually, has stats, statistics, knows the players' names. 15 minutes to go. They've just finished the drink shake. Somebody just said Goldbridge swears too much. Yeah, but I wouldn't swear if I was on mainstream. People think you swear too much. Oh, don't come to Anfield Agenda. So if you're upset by that, don't come near our channel. My God, I don't swear that much really. In life, I swear every 15 seconds. I don't understand why people have a problem with bad language. I think it's more the intent of the language that's the important thing. I can't stand the C word. I very rarely use that. Probably my most used word at home. Yeah, I can't stand that word. And that's an Irish thing. Yeah. For me in Ireland, we do love the C word. And we use it as a compliment at times. The F word I don't like, but I do use it. I've told this story so many times. Czech Republic just passing it out from the back here. The Dutch are going to have to go for it. I think the Dutch will score.
I don't think the Dutch are going out. I think this is going to go extra time, but it's at the moment they're going out.
They brought Veghorst on, haven't they? The big guy, so they're going to go more direct, probably.
Yeah, Harry Potter's mate. I just think he's got a name like Harry Potter.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about me being Voldemort again. Sorry, I was just getting confused.
Yeah, I remember the very first time when I moved over to Ireland, and the girl I was going out with, we went round to her house because that's where she lived. Oh, good cross, palmed away by the Czech goalkeeper. And she was giving us a lift down to the pub because we were late. And this car cut her up and she went, "You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot." In a nice way, though, because she was obviously a nice lady. She went, "You fucking idiot." And I was like, oh, my God, that's a bit harsh. And then this girl said to me, "No, feck doesn't mean fuck." That's the way it bloody sounds like it.
It kind of does, though. Like, let's be honest.
Feck off. Fecking this and fecking that. I remember watching those two little... Oh, what were those two puppets called?
Zig and Zag?
No. No, maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was Zig and Zag. They say feck all the time.
Oh, there was Dustin the turkey.
Yeah, they used to have a show, didn't they, Zig and Zag?
I won a moped on it. They had two different shows. They had a kids show in the afternoon, but then they had a show called Too Fat, spelled Phat. It was a music quiz show, and I actually won a moped on that when I was 17.
I don't think it was Zig and Zag. It was Podge and Rog.
Oh, yes, Podge and Rog at night time, yeah.
Yeah, at night time, and they used to say feck all the time. They were like a couple of pervs, weren't they, really?
Yeah, they're brilliant, though. They're very funny.
Is they still doing it?
I'm not sure if Podge and Rog still have shows, but they're certainly still, we'd all know who they are if you mention them.
Czech Republic got the ball here. 10 men, of course, the Dutch. De Ligt, rightly sent off, but...
Have you ever watched Love Hate, Mark? Oh!
Good shot, good save. Yeah, I liked it, really good.
Probably the best bit of Irish television, I think, that we've ever made.
Yeah, I really did enjoy that. It's a great series if you want to watch it. They were showing it on Channel 5 over here, but it was so far behind. They were showing season 1 about 3 years ago, and then the next year they were going to show season 2, and I'd already watched them all on DVD. So it's quite brutal. It's a really, if you're into like crime and all that, it's brilliant. Love
very realistic, though. It's very well done.
Yeah, it's a shame they never carried it on.
There was supposed to be there was talk of the traveller guy on it who was making the bombs. There was talk that they were supposed to, but I think he just got too big as an actor and started making his own films and stuff. So I think his own success kind of cost them another series there. But it was brilliant. It really, really was. Best bit of Irish TV I can remember.
To be fair, they wrapped it up quite well, though, didn't they? I mean, all the cast were either dead or wrapped up.
Oh, the scene, mate, with in prison with the pool cue. I won't say anything more. But
that lives with me now.
Oh, it's horrible. It's the most haunting thing I've ever seen. It's no. Mm-mm.
Do you think he was dead?
I don't know, Fran. I don't know what happened to El Fran, but that was not a pleasant incident.
No, that always lives. That's like Saving Private Ryan, where at the end where they're fighting and he slowly puts the knife into him. That there's just some scenes in things that just live with you, and that is definitely one. I don't think I'd watch that episode again just because of that.
Yeah,
it's like. I
gone wide.
It's over. Schick, Wilney, he's got that one again. Is that his third goal of the tournament? It's over. And to be fair,
that's his fourth.
What a great job by Czech Republic on how to beat 10 men. They've absolutely. I didn't think this would happen. I thought, Dutch 10 men. They keep it deep. They're going out, and they're going out deservedly because the Czech Republic have absolutely taken advantage. They really have.
Again, they're a team that's not afraid to get bodies forward, and fair play to them.
Over. It's over. It's 2-0 and it's over. Checkmate. Well, we were talking about horrible death scenes, and this is a death scene, I'm afraid, for Euro's hopes for the Dutch.
Great vision to see Schick on the edge of the box as well and pull it back.
And I feel like chicken tonight. Like chicken. Now I feel justified again because I know you went for the Dutch to win and everybody did, but I did say I think this has got a shock written on it, and it has.
And this isn't a smash and grab. This isn't lucky. The Czech Republic have been in this game right the way through.
Yeah,
even before the red card. I mean, you got to just credit them and say fair play.
And I tell you what, it's the thing I like about it is that TikTok. Look, follow me on TikTok, Goldbridge official. But the thing I like about this is that the advantage is shown. I think so many times you get somebody sent off and it becomes a dull game, and actually, they've really just not panicked. They've just used the extra man in various situations to go and win the game. It would be. I think Samson, you're right. If De Ligt hadn't been sent off, it would be very different. I tell you what. I wouldn't like to be Mallon in the dressing room. People say you wouldn't like to be De Ligt, but I think Mallon will get more of the blame.
Tell you what, if the Dutch can pull him back, this would be interesting.
Because Mallon was 1-on-1 literally about 30 seconds before the De Ligt handball at the other end.
And like it was a good 1-on-1. He should have scored. It was one of those he definitely should have scored.
And then the handball never would have happened. Czech versus Switzerland in the final. Well, this is the shock of the knockout rounds, and we're only into third game.
It really does open up your side of the draw, though.
Well, yeah, I think if you're Germany, they get through England, then they're looking at another final, really. They'll be favourites to get there. I can't say England, because even if we did beat Germany, I wouldn't say we'd be favourites to beat anybody else.
At what point do you think Southgate rolls the dice on Calvert-Lewin or somebody?
No, he won't. He'll stick with Harry Kane. He's too weak a manager. He's not a brave manager.
And they're going to give him another contract.
Regardless of what happens, apparently they're going to give him a new contract. I mean, what sort of defeatist crap is that?
The Spurs managerial job's getting funnier as well. There was more names being linked and pulled away and linked and pulled away.
You're never going to keep Harry Kane, are you? When you can't even get a bloody manager.
It's how is so many of these names getting leaked publicly is what I'd be asking if I was a Spurs fan right now. And how are they not sounding people out before they really approach them about the job?
I heard Gerrard the other day.
There was another name recently that I'd seen. Was it Potter? Graham Potter's name was mentioned with it recently as well.
Yeah, that'd be a big risk. They're taking a step back anyway, aren't they? I mean, because Mourinho was your last manager, you'd expect a little bit of, like Everton losing Ancelotti. You've lost a really good manager there. It's hard to get caliber of that sort of manager in, isn't it?
Well, Everton will do all right if Benitez comes in. I mean, that's two managers back to back there, two Champions League winner managers in fairness if they get them in. But I don't understand why Spurs weren't looking at Rafael Benitez. I know he may not be the attacking philosophy, but the man knows how to get results. There's the yellow for the on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
I was sneezing, sorry.
They're losing their heads a little bit like the Welsh here. Wakehorse with the header there, and I think I think Dumfries is trying to get a penalty. I mean, they'll look at it, but I doubt it. Be very interesting if they did get one with 5 minutes to go, but
he's getting a yellow, I think, isn't he? For the handball or the foul?
I don't know. But we've got a shock. Definitely got a shock. This will be an accumulator breaker. There'll be people who've put in last 16, 8 games. There'll be people who've definitely got the Dutch to win as one of their accumulators. So if you went for the Czechs, well done. But it's definitely about the red card. I mean, look, the Czechs weren't bad. It was 0-0. I don't think it was impossible for them to go and win the game, but they've certainly deserved it since it went.
David Luiz coming on there for a second.
Yeah. David Luiz. Southgate for Spurs. They might be waiting for the Euros to be done. Says that's it. Oh, God. Spurs have suffered enough. Do you know Bruno and Marcus played the most minutes in Europe last season and people are happy Bruno's being benched again? Bruno Haters, says Tarek. Well, I'm not surprised he's been benched again. He's nowhere near the level he needs to be fair, because he has been overplayed. I'd like him not to have played in the tournament, but you can't deprive somebody of that. It's their country at the end of the day, isn't it?
This is definitely not the result that I was expecting, but I don't want to take anything away from the Czech Republic. They've been great. Their attitude's been perfect from minute one.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got the Portugal game at 8 o'clock. Can't wait for that. And we've also got, obviously, all the watch-alongs. You're on tomorrow, aren't you, Craig? I forgot what you're doing tomorrow.
I am indeed, yes. I think we're doing this. Is it the Spain-Croatia game?
Yeah, is that 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ukraine-Sweden on at 8 o'clock on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think we're both doing the England game as well, so busy days.
Fucking not. You can kiss my
No,
arse.
I mean, I'm doing it on my channel.
Oh, right, I was going to say. Jordan was begging me yesterday, can I do England game with you? I was like, no. Absolutely not. Those are the rules. Because I very much think England are going to lose, so I just don't want to put myself in that situation.
Yeah, I'm the same. When Liverpool play, I'm a lunatic. I mean, a lunatic. I say stuff in that 90 minutes that I would never repeat in life again. So I understand where you're coming from.
Also, we'll have to have even if I wanted to do it, we do have the fan park, don't we, in the corner? So I wouldn't be able to fit. You'd be headless.
Could be a good thing for some people, to be fair. I'm looking forward to that game as a neutral.
I think, well, the thing is, I can never say as an England fan that we will be entertaining, because we're not. That's one of the things and this is not just this World Cup, this Euros. England never play well in tournaments. We're such a shit team to watch. Even back to Italia 90, some of the games we played there were, certainly in the group stage as well, we very rarely play good football. Apparently Delo's starting, but Bruno's not starting in a big game.
Did I see somewhere, maybe the chat can help me out with this, that Wales are the first team to get 2 red cards in Euros? Or somebody has. Maybe it wasn't Wales, but somebody has.
You what?
The first country to get 2 red cards in a tournament in the Euros. I think was it Wales? Have they had 2 red cards? Somebody has become the first.
Yeah. They've definitely had 2. Had that. What's his name? Ampadu, was it?
Ampadu, yeah, and Wilson.
He wasn't offside there. That would have been in. I mean, Memphis is playing really deep now. Very quiet game for Memphis today.
Same for Genie, actually. Yeah, Genie's been the 2 big players have been quite quiet.
Apparently, England have only ever won 1 knockout game in the Euros. That's proper shit. That is.
What I never understand about here was a chance. Here we go. What I never understand about England is why the media seem to want to sabotage their own country in every single tournament.
To be fair, the thing is, one time they probably should do. They're right up Southgate's arse.
Gary Neville
they don't criticise him at all.
Neville refuses to criticise him for some reason.
No.
Oh, here we go. Break.
3v2. David Luiz. He runs like David Luiz as well. Maybe it's just the hair. 89 minutes. It's over for the Dutch. La Orange. They're going home. Thoughts on the new contract for Southgate? Says Salah Ahmed. Not happy about it. Would you have Semedo or Delo at right wing back? Says Troy. Well, I thought Semedo played crap in the Germany game, didn't he? So saying this could have been a penalty for his hand's right next to his. What's he supposed to do? Never a pen. Orange out. They've been tangoed. 6 minutes though.
God, I miss those ads. By the way, I love those ads.
I'll tell you what, my mate sent me something. He's Irish as well, which is irrelevant, but he is Irish. He sent me this clip. I think it was from the Fast Show. It's Paul Whitehouse, and it was from like the mid-90s. It's not even that funny. It was just talking about Saturday afternoon at the football with your dad, 3 o'clock kickoffs, Wolverhampton Wanderers, West Bromwich Albion, autumn afternoons, football focus. Mum's at home making the tea. You know, it was just like quite reminiscent of what it was like when we were growing up about Saturday afternoons and football. And then he said, to be honest, if you did anything like that, no, it'd get cancelled. And I was like, why? He said, well, Mum's at home making the tea. That wouldn't be allowed. He wouldn't be allowed to say that anymore.
Do you remember like Julio Giorgio? Do you remember him?
Yeah.
No way you get away with that either.
No, and quite rightly, a lot of it is wrong, isn't it? But yeah.
I always look, the thing that I like to highlight is Imagine Blazing Saddles got released tomorrow.
Jacob Michael says, who are you rooting for, Craig?
In what? The tournament or?
No, the match later, Portugal, Belgium. Probably I think this is the biggest game of the knockout phase. I know Germany, England's probably bigger status, but I think in relation to ability, I
gotta go for Portugal because of Diogo.
Yeah, I'm Portugal because of Delo now as well, but Ronaldo. We don't have any Man United Belgian players, so Ronaldo's the GOAT for me as well. So yeah, I'm Ronaldo. But Belgium seem to be sort of slipping into this tournament as they're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I tell you what though, having said that, I was looking at it last night. If Belgium beat Portugal, they'll be playing Italy in the quarterfinal. If they beat Italy, they'll probably play France in the semi-final, and then if they beat France, they'll probably have to beat Germany in the final. So they might be dark horses, but they're going to have to be thoroughbreds to get through all that. It'd be very difficult for Portugal or Belgium to win it because they're going to have to be on it for 90 minutes every bloody game.
I think tonight for me depends on which Kevin De Bruyne shows up. Yeah. If he can get involved in the game, I think Belgium can do it. But if they can't,
the way Pepe and Diaz are playing, Lukaku up against those two, you'll fancy his chances.
I just think Portugal are so efficient, though, going forward as well with Ronaldo and Joe. Good save.
Pink boots. He was offside.
Anyway.
Lynn Hall says it's such a lopsided draw. Yeah, I don't know how it ended up so lopsided, Lynn. I think probably because France didn't win the group. Oh, then France did win the group, didn't they? Portugal coming third, I suppose that makes it. Did Spain win the group? Spain didn't win the group, did they? Sweden won the group, so that's Spain on that side. Turkey not doing well. Yeah. God, they were shit. I mean, they're the worst team in the tournament. I don't think there was a team worse than Turkey. Even North Macedonia did better. Yeah,
they didn't. They really underachieved for what a lot of us thought maybe they could do.
Bruno's not been dropped because he didn't get picked in the last game. Yeah, be live at 7:30. United stand at 10. You doing Anfield Agenda tonight?
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Same as yourself, 10 o'clock. Just try and squeeze it in after this, unless, of course, the ladder game goes to extra time.
Would be a thing tonight.
I'll tell you what, though, mate, I'm struggling with subjects on Anfield Agenda because we're not linked. Like, we're linked with everyone, but there's no substance to most of it.
Yeah, it is difficult. That's the great thing about United is, well, it's a bad thing as well. It's like wake up this morning and Camavinga's a thing, and he wasn't a thing and hasn't been a thing all summer, and then suddenly Camavinga's a thing, and it's like 10 o'clock, Ewan, because we can't really do the 7 o'clock show because if it goes extra time, which it won't do now, but then so we just sort of said it's safe to do it at 10. Got Beth on tonight at 10. There's 2 videos on the United stand today anyway. There's one this morning and there's an update on Camavinga, so check it out. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, by the way. Do you think we're more than likely to sign Camavinga, says Marvin? I think we'll have to see what happens this week. Obviously, Sancho signing is going to silence everything for a little bit.
Can you hear that? The Arsenal fans screaming at their televisions or their monitors. He's ours!
We're getting Camavinga. Not according to Romano, you're not. Mbappe rumor. There's I heard about Liverpool and Mbappe, but no, Romano said that's
killed that as well. Yeah, he ruined all our dreams on that one. Some journalists none of us have ever heard of said it, and then all of a sudden we were all in on it. Double choo-choo on our channel, and then all of a sudden Fabrizio said,
Yeah. What was it he said? It's nothing's happening and nothing's going to happen. That's sort of the end of that, then, isn't it? Don't even give it any hope. It didn't even say nothing's happening at the moment. It's just like nothing's happening. It's not.
You know what though? Interestingly, we haven't started talks with Salah over a new deal either. So I think that his future and the future of Mbappe are linked. Not even if it's us not getting Mbappe. If Mbappe moves, I think they're going to come in for Salah.
Yeah, I've always felt Salah might go as well. The US national team has a lot of potential players coming up, says David. I believe Liverpool and Man United should take a look at some of our players. There is a lot, to be fair. And Palina, Palina starting at CDM today. Apparently, he's very good at sporting. Hope CDM watched for everyone today. Also, great GOAT masterclass, says Sheikh. Thanks very much.
All over.
It's all over, and it's all over for the Dutch. Out they go. The first big shock of the knockout stage. And look, that is a lesson in how to deal against 10 men. You always think, oh, you're down to 10 men, that's going to be a problem. And it did become a problem for the Dutch. And they can't complain again. I don't think the referee did anything wrong. Got all the decisions right, Craig.
I think the ref had a very good game. And I think the Czech Republic are good value for their win. And congratulations to them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, thanks everyone for watching. It's a bit of a quick turnaround. We'll be back in about half an hour's time. The chat is already set up if you want to get in there. I'll see you in half an hour's time. But thanks to Craig coming on. He's back with me tomorrow at 5 for Spain against Croatia. That could be another shock, although Perisic is not playing, so maybe not. But the Dutch go home. Another disappointing tournament for the Dutch. And they'll be thinking what might have been. Czech Republic played Denmark in the quarterfinals, which means Czech Republic or Denmark will be in the semi-finals of the Euros. One game away from the final. If you picked one of those two to be surprise of the tournament, well done, because one of those two is going to be the surprise of the tournament. Craig, any inspiring last words?
No, I just enjoy the game tonight, everybody. It's set up to be an absolute cracker. Thank you for the warm welcome again, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
See you in about half an hour, everyone.